Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Marriott.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Justin in the booth. Say hi, Justin.
Hey, hi, Justin.
Nailed it.
He'll be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We are in the thick of Modern Horizons 2 preview season, and that means a lot of sweet brews.
Oh, yeah. No more squirrel nonsense. We're starting to get to the cards that are actually nuts instead of just squirrels. So.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. Hey, we had a good run. We made it a full minute before we lost Ross. Not bad.
Just awful. You have no idea how many replies to that tweet I made were just horrible nuts puns. There were like 7 of them, and I just kept seeing them. I was like, do you not check the replies? Like, obviously, this tweet is 4 hours old. Someone already thought of
Someone
this.
has made it, yeah. But you know what? The real heroes of that tweet is someone that looks and sees them and are like, I better make another one. That'd be me. So, yeah.
Yeah, you pun people. You just have no...
morals?
Dignity.
Dignity. Yeah. I lost that years ago when I took this job being a co-host with you.
Okay, so after that introduction, we got a couple decks to start here. Mine is inspired by a list that is in Ari Lax's article this week. He wrote about Rishadan Dockhand.
Yep.
The Rishadan port on a creature.
On a fish.
Yes, on a fish, but we are not playing Merfolk because I have dignity, like I said.
True. Last week I played Merfolk because I don't.
It all tracks.
There was a good Merfolk. Did you see?
The 3-mana Merfolk.
Yeah, that one did kind of seem pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the Dockhand also fits well, I think, into a Tax's shell.
Yeah.
And Ari did something with his build that I actually quite like, in that he did not put Leonin Arbiter in it. I think that's
what you were saying last show as well, right?
Yeah, I think that's the secret to unlocking this archetype. Leonin Arbiter just isn't a very good card.
Yeah.
You know, it's very vulnerable to all sorts of removal. 1-mana removal in particular is a 2-mana creature. Mm-hmm. If you draw Arbiter without Ghost Quarter, it's bad. If you draw Ghost Quarter without Arbiter, it's bad unless you're playing against Tron.
Yeah.
So it's just not a great card, and so many good white creatures have been printed recently. We got Skyclave Apparition, we got Stoneforge Mystic unbanned.
Yep.
We're getting Sanctum Prelate, which is also in this build in Modern Horizons 2. That I think you now have a density of other good cards that you just don't have to play Leonin Arbiter anymore. Ari didn't put it in his list. I didn't.
Even in an 80 card list, that's really saying something.
Exactly. The one change I made is Ari didn't put in Thalia. I still like Thalia. He was very wary of Lava Dart. Didn't want to put in too many one-toughness creatures. I'm just running headfirst into it, I guess. I've got, Watcher of Tomorrow as a good flicker target. Maybe if I wanted to, really play around Dart more, I could play Wall of Omens, but I think Watcher overall is a better card. Getting that card selection,
that makes sense.
Is quite nice. And then, also have Flicker Wisp as a 1-toughness creature. So 12 1-toughness creatures in the deck. We're playing against Lava Dart. We'll see how much that burns me, but I like the idea of playing a deck like this without Leonin Arbiter. I get to play some fetch lands on my deck and have a real mana base.
Okay.
Dockhand is a great 1-drop that can help control your opponent's mana. We have the other disruptive elements that you're used to, and some good removals. So.
Yeah, should be sweet. And I mean, you have the best companion on your side, so I'm scared, naturally.
Yorion as a companion when you have Ether Vial in your deck is so nice. You tick the vial all the way up to 5, buy the Yorion in 1 turn, immediately put it onto the battlefield, and then you blink the vial so you can start building it back up to 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So, normally you think, I have to put my vial up to 5, it's going to be dead, but the Yorion actually resets it.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar to the same philosophy as Fire's invention. Why it was good with Yorion, because that turn 5, you can use that mana and then cast it. Just any way to kind of cheat the companion nerf that we got from it, I think is a pretty big deal. So I'm going to be playing I would say go-to best deck in the format right now. Is It Prowess has been doing some dominating, pretty close with
you were
Iliad.
supposed to brew.
I was supposed to brew. Oh, okay. Hey, I added a new card.
Okay, I guess that.
Yeah, that counts. That counts. I added a new card because I wanted to be flipping some coins. So I'm going to play Usiri? Yeah, Fortune's Flame. And we're just going to be flipping a lot of coins. I think that card actually slots pretty well into a prowess deck, because not only am I going to be the aggressor a lot of the time, so that if the card's dealing me a lot of damage, it usually doesn't matter, and getting yourself more and more spells is pretty important in the deck. Drawing some mutagenic growth right away and then killing it. Like I could just see a world where I just kill you the turn I attack with it on turn 4.
If you one attack is potentially good enough. It just sort of depends how the coin flips go. I don't know why you're playing it on versus when you're so unlucky. You're gonna lose all 5 flips.
I hope so. Actually, that would be fitting for how lucky you always get here on versus live.
It's only like 3.5%. That's easy.
Yeah, easy money. Easy money.
Yeah. Easy game.
All right, so you have some marbles there. I don't recall what happened. I think I was robbed, but we'll just say
Rob was here. He did witness it.
Okay, that's right. That's what I meant. Okay, so I'm gonna be going first. Yeah, no, this is a great start. I'll keep.
Could be a little slow on the draw, but I am going to keep.
Yeah, I like that you said we're brewing, and you're like, this deck I took from Ari Lax and changed 1 card.
Hey, it's a brew.
It's a brew. I'll pass to you.
I will start on Plains Ether Vial.
The vial. Okay.
That's the turn.
I'll crack this.
I like no 1-drop.
Yep.
Probably means a Sprite Dragon on turn 2.
Oh god, if I was only playing that weak of a turn 2, that would be embarrassing. That would be embarrassing. All right, I got 19.
Yep.
All right, I have a Metamorphose for blue-red.
Okay.
And the Stormwing Entity. I'll do a little scrying. Not bad cards. I think I can probably keep these. Yeah. All right. I'll pass to you.
Keeping the cards.
Keeping the cards, please. I'll take both.
We'll get Vial up to 1.
Okay.
And
Pass the turn.
I'll play a Mystigate Pathway and a Watcher of Tomorrow.
Okay, sure. I am excited for these new cards today. We got some nice ones on our last couple matches as well. All the cards that were spoiled late yesterday were going to be a little tricky because we had to get deck lists in a little early. But even some of the ones that were printed late, like Subtlety, we got some proxies made, or some preview cards made, and we're going to be slotting them into some of our decks as well. So we're going to be squeezing in as many new cards as we can today. Rebel.
It's definitely one of the 2 creatures that's here.
Okay.
Not sure which one. They both lead to somewhat different lines. I think if I was on the play, I'd be a little bit more inclined to slow play this hand, but because I'm falling a little bit behind on the draw, I've just got to go for this one. And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
It's just any order or random order.
Who knows?
Just says on the bottom.
Who knows? All right, I got an attack.
I have no blocks.
Take 3. All right. We got it. New card action. Pass to you. Now, it's a rule. You cannot deal with this creature because it's a new card. If you have a way to kill it, don't do that. And let's just see how it works. Unless, of course, you play a new card, then I'm going to kill it immediately. Does that work for you?
It does not.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm ready.
I'll crack a Floated Strand, go to 16.
Okay.
Get a basic Plains.
The Plains, okay.
You got 4 in hand?
I have 4 magic cards in hand. They're all super medium.
How good are they once you can't cast 1 mana non-creature spells?
They get worse. They get worse.
So I will choose one.
Just can't cast them or countered?
Can't cast them.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably bad for me.
I'll just put a 1 on here to represent that.
Is it you as well, or is it just me?
It's both of us.
Okay.
Yeah. So no
vials
paths
for
or
you?
vials for me.
Okay. Well, that's not good.
Not a lot of 2-mana non-creature spells in that deck. There's Manamorphose
Yeah.
and Expressive Iteration,
Yeah.
and then creatures.
Yeah, that could be detrimental to me, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I have a Swift Spear.
Yep.
Maybe I don't even want to cast that. Alright, whatever, I'll cast it. Yeah, I can't cast them is the bad thing. If they were countered, like, that's not bad, you know?
Yeah, you
but
still get your prowess triggers.
yeah. That card's gonna be a problem. Okay, declare attacks.
Yep.
I will attack, and... Alright, we're gonna choose 5. Let's flip 5 coins. Alright, is it heads for me, I assume?
I think you just get to
Oh, I
pick.
just call it?
So you'll call it and I'll flip.
Okay. Alright, tails. Dang it.
That's a head.
Tails, never fails.
That's a head.
Classic. Heads.
That's a tail. Ready?
Tails.
That's a tail.
Yes. Tails.
That's a tail.
Okay, so I take 6.
Draw 2, take 6. So you're at 13. And I have no blocks.
Okay, take 5.
I'll go to 11.
Okay. This is stupid. I got an expressive iteration.
Yep.
I will definitely put this away. I will cast that and put this into my hand. Is this exile?
One's exiled and one goes
One's
on the bottom.
Okay. Then I'll take a pain to play this,
You're at 12.
and I'll pass to you. That card is messed up against me.
I thought so.
Wow. I'll be bringing in things to deal with that.
And we'll take up Vial to 3.
Okay.
Play Hallowed Fountain tapped.
Okay.
I'll play Maul of the Skyclaves, have it equip onto the Sanctum Prelate.
Okay. Okay.
So 4/4 flying first strike.
Okay.
And then I will pass the turn.
All right. I have a Sprite Dragon,
Sure.
Manamorphose,
Sure.
Blue Red, I'll leave a red in pool, sack this,
Yep.
and four, five, six. Could have a 3-drop. All right, declare attack.
Sure.
All right, I'll get in there.
What number are we picking with U3?
I'm gonna go with 0. Oh, between 1 and 5. I will choose 1. I'm gonna play it safe, so I don't die on the crackback. Tails. Dang it.
That's a head.
10.
You go to 10.
Yep.
Man, and I only have 9.
Good.
Yeah, well, before blocks, I'm definitely going to activate.
Okay.
Put in a Flicker Wisp.
Flicker Wisp,
And the
okay.
question is what I want to flicker.
Okay.
I have a 4. I kind of just want to flicker the Storming Entity and prevent max damage.
Makes sense.
I think if this game keeps going, I'm just going to win because so many of your cards are dead.
Yeah, admittedly, I think I would win the game this turn if that ability was not on the play. I know it's shocking,
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna blink this or flicker the Storming Entity.
free scry, noob.
I'm gonna chump one of these with the Watcher because I want the card under it.
Okay.
And then let's trade for the U3 and eat the Sprite Dragon with my 4/4 flying first strike.
Checks out.
So I'll take
You
3.
take 2.
You played 2 spell or
I only played 1. Metamorphose.
oh yeah, you played this into the mana.
Yep.
Okay. So I'll take 2, go to 9.
So you go to 9, I'm at 10. I lose this and the Sprite Dragon.
Yep.
Okay.
This card goes to my hand.
And I already played a land. And then end step, this comes back. Scry.
Yeah.
Put this on top and 1 on bottom.
Okay.
Past
I'll
you.
take the vial up to 4.
Okay. Yeah, that card seems like something that game 1 is going to wreck people. And then games 2 and 3, when they can bring in Abrades, Kozilek's Returns, that kind of stuff, it's not going to be as good, but still a problem for sure.
It's pretty good as a 4/4 too. Hard to go when it's a 4/4.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, well, I think pretty easy here to just play Thalia and Stoneforge Mystic.
Okay.
Trigger the Stoneforge. And going to get Sword of Fire and Ice, not Feast and Famine.
Okay.
I think I can pretty safely. You have 2 Manamorphoses left in the deck. I think I can pretty safely attack and then essentially just threaten lethal next turn. I guess if I have to chump block both, would I do that? The Thalia makes it really difficult for you to get a lot of prowess triggers. You couldn't get like Manamorphose Expressive Iteration with a land.
Yep.
Oh no, you just Manamorphose Iteration with what you have. So that would be 2 spells, but that would still only be 8 if I just chump block with the Thalia and leave the Stoneforge Mystic, and then next turn I can just activate Stoneforge, put in Sword, equip over here, and that's 8 with you at 10. How else do I lose? You can't go like Sprite Dragon, land, Manamorphose, anything else because of Thalia. So you could go Sprite Dragon and another 2 mana spell, land plus iteration would also work. And that would have put you at 6 in the air plus 2 on the ground if I chump block with the Thalia. That's still only 8. I really don't see how this goes poorly. But I've been playing so defensively the entire game.
Might as well chuck it away now, huh?
The awkward thing here is just that I don't really want to block the Storming Entity with the 4/4 anyway.
Why?
Because if you had 2 spells, that's the only way I could lose it.
I get you, yeah.
And that would be a disaster. So yeah, I'll get him for 4.
All right, you win. Yeah, I can't beat it if you attacked. If you didn't attack, I can play creatures next turn and maybe do something, but if you pressure lethal, I can't win. All right, well, that was impressive.
Yeah, Sanctum Prelate is a really good against the prowess decks the way they're built right now.
Yeah,
so
it definitely might be something that has to change if that becomes a player, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Well, we are going to head to the sideboard here where I'm going to bring in some 2-mana removal. Shocking, I know. I left Bolt on top, too, and had another Bolt. So, like, turn 4, you were for sure dead. But then I'm like, oh, you play that, and I'm drawing a dead card. Cool. All right, so we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back with sideboarding here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here on Versus Live between Is It Prowess and Azorius Taxes. From my end, I need cards to deal with that absolutely busted creature. So I'm bringing in Abrades, Kozilek's Return, just as a way to diversify my converted mana cost to be able to just, have an answer to that card, because that is unbelievable.
It's pretty busted.
That was a busted card. So mutagenic growth is the obvious one to take out here. I don't need to save it from lightning bolt, save my creatures from lightning bolt. Pushing through in combat is okay, but I truly just want to kill all your creatures then attack into an empty battlefield is kind of my plan. And then just to nerf myself from that card a little bit, I am just cutting Opt to because I think it's probably the weakest card. I don't want to cut removal against you for my ways to deal with creatures. And then 1 Threads for Auriok Champion. Quite a nice answer for that one.
Yeah. And on my side of things, obviously bringing in the Auriok Champions, that's very typical out of these decks, and a couple of Winds of Abandon as extra removal. And then I decided to bring out Watcher tomorrow instead of bringing... Basically, I was certainly bringing out the Teferi.
Yeah.
And then the question was, do I bring out 4 Watcher, 1 Spreading Seas, or 4 Spreading Seas, 1 Watcher? Normally, I would say leave in the creature, but against the Lava Dart matchup, where it doesn't ever trade for anything. It's just a chump block.
Yeah.
It does get me a card.
Card's not good.
It's not a great card in the aggressive matchups just because creatures are so big these days.
Yeah.
It's actually a better card in the controlling matchups where it's just generating card advantage, can plink in for
they don't want to kill
damage.
It, kind of thing. Yeah.
If you were more worried about the aggressive matchups, you would play Wall of Omens in this spot.
Yeah.
And I would certainly leave Wall of Omens in instead of Spreading Seas. But with such a land-light deck like Is It Prowess, even though you are a blue deck, you're certainly much more of a red deck.
Yeah.
So I think cutting you off of red mana is actually relevant, and I've got Dockhand and Spreading Seas. So I want to see how well that plan can come together. It might not work, and if it doesn't, then in the future I would recommend leaving in 3 Watchers instead of 3 Seas.
Yep.
But for now, I want to try Seas.
Yeah, and I mean, I think Spreading Seas is a card that just gets so much better on the play too, so maybe that's something to consider. On the draw, you want to just try to play Watchers to be defensive, and then on the play, Spreading Seas. I think just play draw Spreading Seas is going to be true in a lot of matchups. Tron, you always want Spreading Seas.
Yeah.
Amulet, you always want Spreading Seas. There's matchups where you for sure want it, but for the most part, it shines on the play against a lot of decks.
Yeah, very good point. So that if that could definitely be something that bears out in testing.
Yeah, agreed. All right, you got any cool questions for us, my friend?
Oh yeah, let's see here. This one is for Ross. Do you think Yawgmoth is going to become a tier 1 deck with the Modern Horizons 2 upgrades, Ignoble Hierarch and Grist the Hunger Tide?
So I don't think Grist would actually make the deck.
Yeah.
Ignoble Hierarch, though, seems excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Just a very good mana fixer for that deck.
Also, that card's just awesome. We just talk about how sweet that card is. I mean, I know it's just like a play on Noble Hierarch, but for Jund, I mean, come on, that's sweet.
Yeah, well, we'll see it coming up a little bit later in the show.
Yeah.
We worked it in even though it was previewed last night.
Yeah,
Our wonderful staff surrounding us worked extra hard today to get that one in.
Exactly. Dan was on the nail stool printing out cards left and right all night, no sleep. A true gentleman to the show.
So. Ignoble Hierarch certainly is a pretty big upgrade for the Yawgmoth deck, which was seeing some success recently. We played it on the last show.
I don't recall that.
So I do think the deck gets upgraded. I'm not, I would hesitate to say that it's certainly going to be a tier 1 strategy. Yeah. I think a deck that needs to play as many weak individual cards as that one does, with things like Young Wolf and Strengaroot Geist that just are well below par for Modern, is going to struggle whenever it has a target on its back.
Yeah,
because it's when your synergies are broken up, then you're left with having to win games with those weak cards. So I think that's always going to be a deck that depends on having a metagame that isn't really prepared for it. And
humans that aren't prepared for it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
A pilot that really understands the matchups when its opponents doesn't.
Exactly. Even like Is It Prowess right now was a deck that was getting a lot of free wins maybe 3 months ago. Because, even though Prowess is a pretty known strategy, you don't know exactly how a deck attacks you unless you start playing against it a lot. And if a deck becomes the best deck, you got to learn how to beat it or join it, most of the time. So, I mean, it's really true with any deck. If Yawgmoth started becoming really good, people get a lot of practice against it, and then it gets worse quickly, so. All right, we'll take one more question from you if you got it.
Oh, let's see here. Sanctum Prelate seems really strong. What do you think about it in the main or side in the human show? And might humans be moving in to more of attacks this show?
Certainly an option for humans decks. I think they've always had a few flex spots at the end, and right now they're playing like General Kudros pretty often.
Yep.
You have a lot of options in that 3 slot. It's rotated through many different cards. So Sanctum Prelate would definitely be a strong option, I think, for that deck, especially given that it's been a little bit rough against things like Ren and 6 and Lava Dart. Naming 1 in any of the prowess matchups is excellent. Naming,
is it 1 through? Is it just any number?
Yeah, you name any number. So against like the Bring to Light decks, you can name 5 or name 4 if you really want to stop Scape Shift and Supreme Verdict.
Yeah.
Being
able to counter Supreme Verdict with that card is insane.
Yeah, you can name 2 against Storm. There's good numbers in a host of matchups. So I think Prelate is going to be a very good card for aggressive decks. It's just a really strong piece of disruption.
I think honestly, if that card makes the impact that after one game, I think it easily could, because this is going to be a big deck. I mean, even against Heliod, being able to name 3 or something so you can never die to that combo.
Well, it's right? Non-creature spells.
Oh, it is non-creature. Yeah. Oh, okay. That does change it a little bit, but still. Will still be very good. It'll just change how decks have to be built, how removal suites are, because right now it's just 1 mana removal is amazing. Everybody plays either Fatal Push, Bolt, Path, whatever. You really might have to be your control decks now play a couple Go for the Throats if you're an Esper, a couple Lightning Helixes if you're in Jeskai kind of thing. Yeah. And then maybe the card's not as good realistically, but it's changing the way decks are built, therefore making decks worse by raising converted mana costs. So,
that's the unsung effect. Even if the effect of the Prelate itself goes down, you're just gaining value in every single game because your opponent's decks are worse because they have to prepare for the threat of it.
Yeah.
And that's huge. And ultimately what that does is it actually favors decks that naturally play answers. So I would think decks like Death Shadow that have Dismember in the main, along with Fatal Push and 1 mana removal, would get better because they don't have to adapt nearly as much. Maybe they add 1 more card, as opposed to adding 3 that they don't want to play, and that's a real edge that they now gain over essentially every single deck. Prelate is very common, so we'll see exactly how the metagame shifts as a result of it. But I definitely think it's a card that's going to make its impact shown in the way decks are built, like you said.
And it's just such a Ross Merriam card. You love these kind of white Taxa style decks. So I have a feeling I'm going to lose to it a lot on Versus Live here in the next coming lifetime.
I like playing creatures, and I don't like when my opponents answer my creatures. So creatures that stop my opponents from answering my creatures, that's just
perfect.
It's the 2 for
That's a match made in heaven. Okay, so let's get to the game. Great questions, y'all. Keep them coming in. We love to talk some Modern Horizon 2 spoiler talk. But I do not think I can keep this. If I had a second land, I think that's completely fine, but a little too risky on that one.
I am going to keep my hand. This is,
course,
once again, not a combo.
Yeah. You got a Nambo?
Yeah, maybe that has to change now. I don't know how it would. Yeah, you'd have to adjust the mana base, but you could definitely make that work.
Okay, what is it? Just tell me.
You'll see.
Oh, okay.
You'll see.
Okay, I'm excited for your Nambo. All right, I'm down to 6 and sad. Okay, this is a keeper. I think we just want to get rid of this. Or there's some world where we're supposed to get rid of that, but I don't think that's correct. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to play a land, and I'm going to pass to you. 1 drops are for the week.
Okay, well, that changes things. I'll play Hallowed tapped and pass.
Okay. I will Crackwooded Foothills. 19 for sure. Yeah, I can just get a basic mountain here. I think that's fine.
I assume we're going to 18 here.
You assumed correctly. And I have a Metamorphose, blue-red, and a Storming Entity. Scry 2. 1 top, 1 bottom, and I'll pass to you.
And now you're going to get to see the Nambo.
Nambo! I'm excited.
I'm going to play a Hengegate Pathway.
Okay.
I will play a Rishadan Dockhand.
Okay.
I will pass the turn.
Okay.
On your upkeep, I will path the Storming Entity.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said, it's not a combo.
It is indeed not a combo, so I know what's on top.
Yeah.
Don't truly care for that card.
I assume Corey will be taking the land, but I get to disrupt his scry.
Yep.
That's a clean trade for the entity. I traded for the body and the trigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Realistically, that's about as good as it gets. But then you gave me a land, so.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
So you're stupid. Okay, so I'll draw.
Yep.
I'll play this. I'll take 2 and drop our new little friend.
So you're at 16.
Past you.
Okay. I will play a Glasspool Shores.
Okay.
I will Winds of Abandon the Usury.
That's rude. Just exile.
Yeah, it's a Path Exile. You get a land.
I get a land as well?
Yeah.
God, you're making it rain on me.
Attack for 1.
Yeah, there we go.
You're 15.
Okay.
Pass the turn. Yeah, without locks, Lane and Arbiter, the removal suite in this deck probably should change.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay.
Taking 1 to 14.
Yeah.
This is a Sprite Dragon.
Expressive Iteration.
Okay. And you have not played a land yet,
I have not.
despite the fact that you have 7,000 in play.
I have 7,000.
I counted, don't worry.
So I think I want this for card advantage. I don't think I want this, and I'm going to probably kill a creature here. It's pretty awkward because it does have Island Walk, I guess. Not the biggest deal. So it's either play my creature this turn or Lightning Bolt the 1/2 that I really don't care about. I think I would rather just lose value. We didn't hit a land, so we couldn't play it off that. Yeah, I'm just going to go
You're 13?
this, 13, and then I have a land. Past you.
Okay. Got a Henge Gate pathway.
Okay.
And
Are we going to be bringing out the coins? It went so well for me before, y'all.
no, we won't.
Ah.
Winds of Abandon the Usury. Got another basic.
You're dang right I do.
Boo!
Boo, boo.
This man.
Boo that
I
man.
have an Auriok Champion. And an attack for 1.
Was that all your removal in your deck?
You're 12. I have 4 paths, 2 Winds of Abandon, and 4 Skycliffs.
Well, you're a jerk. That's all I gotta say.
And I have Glasspool Mimics. I can copy Skycliffs.
Okay, well, you're a jerk.
You have 2 in hand or 3?
3.
This Fire Aglet's going to be pretty big for Corey.
All right, I got this.
I'll gain 1.
Okay,
21.
got an Expressive Iteration.
Pretty good.
Let's go with this here, this to my hand. We'll put this on bottom. I'll play
50.
this.
I'll go to 22.
22 for you. I'm going to go to 11. Got an Expressive Iteration. This card is messed up. Put this to my hand. This here, this on bottom.
That must be a pretty bad iteration.
It was bad. Play this tapped and I'll attack.
And I'll block the one that had 2 pumps. So I'll take 2.
take 2.
I'll go to 20.
20. Okay, that's great. Pass to you. Feeling good. Feeling good.
I got a Marsh Flats.
Okay.
I have a Maul of the Skyclaves.
Okay.
I will I would like to equip to the dock hand and leave the champion back to block one of the Swift Spears each turn, but if I go to equip to the dock hand and Corey just has a bolt or even a lava dart, I think he would gladly just flashback dart.
I got some extra mountains.
It could be a disaster. I am at 20, so I could just, equip here and attack for 4, put you to 7, and the dock hand is currently unblockable.
Yep. Steam Vents is around.
And I doubt you would be able to kill me. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Equip to the champion, attack for 4.
All right, I'll bolt this.
Yeah, have the bolt. So you go to 10 from tapping the eyelet, and then take 3, go to 7.
Yep.
And then I will pass the turn.
Okay. All right.
The other good thing is that the maul on the champion protects it from Kozilek's return.
Yep, that is a big thing.
So hopefully you don't find the one threads.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, I have a Sprite Dragon.
It's pretty good.
I'll attack. Okay, just take 3. You gain 1 from Sprite Dragon too, right?
So
you go to 18.
21. Yeah, I'll go to 18.
Okay, and then I'll play this and I'll pass to you. Probably don't want to be flipping too many coins at that one.
Yeah.
You have a path, huh?
I do. And I think I want to use it now because I definitely want to buy the Yorion, and if I draw a 2-drop.
Okay.
And I'm not really afraid of Usuri, so I think I'm just going to hit the Sprite Dragon.
Okay, failed fine.
And no need to crack the Marsh Flats until I'm ready to cast the Yorion. Let's buy the Yorion.
Okay.
I'll give you full information to save a life.
Okay.
And at this point, do I want to even attack? If it was a 2-turn clock, I definitely would. But it's a 3-turn clock.
I'm going
And
to tap this for you.
yeah. And next turn, I'm going to be able to attack for 3, play Yorion, blink both of these, have them come in and re-equip.
Yep.
You could have the Kozilek's return, which would be a tilt, but I'd still have a 4/5 flyer with you at 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to play it safe. Your hand clearly isn't that good, but you have a Fire Aillet, so you're going to see 2 draws. You've already gone through 3 of your iterations, which is nice because that's your best to draw here, and there's only 1 left in the deck.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I'm just thinking, like, if you had, Lava Dart Bolt, right? That's a reasonable thing for you to have. That's 5 damage to me, 13. That's 3 spells, so that's 10. So I would be at 3 then, which is scary because I still wouldn't have lethal. I would be attacking you to 1 and have 2 blockers. And, almost any burn spell at that point kills me. So, yeah, I'm just going to pass.
Threads of disloyalty, threads of disloyalty, threads of disloyalty. 1 time. Okay, not an awful draw. I will crack.
Yep.
Okay. Just doing some math. All right, I am going to abrade Maul the Skyclaves.
Okay.
Then I'm going to attack. I'm going to name... I want to name enough to not die for sure to the Auriok champion, so I think I can only do 2.
Go for 5!
Go for 5! Yeah, let's do 2.
Okay.
Tails. Never fails, except sometimes.
That's a head.
Tails.
That's a tail.
All right, so
Draw
take
card,
2.
take 2. You're at 5.
5.
I will
Draw.
block a Swift Spear and take 4 unless you have more spells.
So this would be just 4, huh?
Yep.
Instead. Let's go with a Lava Dart U
17,
and flash it back.
16,
Lava Dart U,
15,
flash it back.
14, and then it's so each one of those is in it. So plus 4. So now it's 8.
Yeah.
You have 1 prowess creature coming.
Yep. So you're taking 8.
I'm at 6.
All right.
Yeah, I would have just been dead if I had attacked, right?
Yep. And then I'll play this and I'll pass to you.
I guess you probably drew one of the darts off the usury.
I had dart in hand and drew a braid dart for my 2 draws, which is pretty good. And then a land off the flip. If I drew like a bolt or something, it would have been probably good enough.
All right, well, attack you for 1.
Okay.
You go to 4, which is good because now the Yorion's lethal.
Yep.
I will play it, gain a life off the champion, blink the champion, so I'm at 7.
Okay.
I just drew another land, which is a tilt.
Okay.
This will re-enter untapped, and I'll pass.
All right. Tilt. Tilt. Here's the question. Do I have to go for just like a high amount of flips to try to just get lucky? And try to kill you this turn? I kind of think I do, because I do not think, like, if I let you go, I chump, and like, what am I accomplishing? That's not playing to win.
I would have to brick, and I'm not. If you bricked there, I don't think you have an out.
Yeah.
Even if I brick.
So I think I need to draw 2 spells. So I'm kind of thinking I want to set the line at 3 flips. And I got to go 2-1. And they got to be spells. That's probably not great, but we're going to do it. All right, 3 coin flips.
Well, your odds of winning 2 out of 3 coin flips
Nobody
is
cares.
3/8.
Yeah. But then I also need spells. That's the problem. So, because I did not draw a good one.
Yeah, and this is whenever you attack, right? Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Choosing 3?
Tails.
That's a head.
Great start. Tails.
That's a tail.
All right. And tails.
Oh.
Redo.
That's a tail.
Okay. Down to 2. 1, 2. Okay.
So this is a certain block, and now the question is where the Yorion goes, and the Yorion has to block something, I think.
Yeah.
Just because otherwise, any burn spell that you would use to finish off Yorion is going to kill me if I don't block.
Yeah.
Whether it's dart or bolt. So it has to block something, and if you drew bolt and dart, I'm dead.
Yeah,
I'm
you're dead for that.
But. So I don't have to worry about you having 3 spells to like pump the Swift Spear out of range of dying to the Yorion. But I would assume, I think I would rather, if you end up finishing off the Yorion to stay alive, I'd rather leave you with a Swift Spear. So worst case scenario, I just have champion back to block.
Yep.
So I will block the usury.
Okay. Before damage, I will Lava Dart you. I will Lava Dart you. Put you to 5.
Yep.
And then damage.
So I'll go to 2.
You go to 2. I drew Expressive Iteration.
So the usury.
Yeah, this is dead.
The last iteration.
Yeah.
You literally drew Lava Dart Iteration.
I did indeed, and there's the bolt to kill you. Bang! Sometimes you flip coins and sometimes you get there. Let's go.
But I'm the lucky one.
Yeah, I agree. All right, this card is fun. I don't know if it's good yet, but I mean, that was pretty insane. And if this is and think about a matchup where you just don't pressure me at all, right? Like, you're Esper control, and I'm playing this. I'm like 5 every time, To be fair, it's going to die a lot of the times, but, still. Or Amulet, like where you die in a big chunk anyways. Tron. You know, these are the matchups where I just want to go 5. Try to hit Ceremonious Rejection against Tron all day and stuff like that. It kind of seems sweet.
Yeah, I could definitely see it being good in big mana matchups, though it is still a little slow not attacking until turn 4.
Yeah.
Right? Like turn 3 is often the turn that you're holding up the rejection that you have in your
sideboard. It just seems like it breeds a lot of turn 4 wins. You know, like a lot of them. If you compare it with Stormwing on 2 or Swift Spear into something, it's pretty awkward that if you don't have Manamorphose, it's in the same slot for Stormwing, though, of like opt into Stormwing, which is kind of awkward, but it's for sure fun, and it's for sure good TV. Are you not entertained, y'all? Because that was sweet. Do we got any questions, y'all?
Oh, let's see here. Do you think Territorial Kavu is enough to make Tribal Zoo playable again?
Is that the red kicker?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
Territorial Kavu is a red-green creature.
Okay.
So a red and a green has power and toughness equal to the number of basic land types among lands you control.
Okay.
There's another ability of it that I forget. It was previewed today.
Whenever it attacks, you choose one. Discard a card. If you do, draw a card, or exile up to one target card from a graveyard.
Okay. Not bad.
So it's often going to be cast on turn 2 as a 4/4.
Yeah.
And then the following turn can likely be a 5/5 when it's attacking. So pretty good stats.
That's really good stats, yeah.
And, generating value in those zoo decks where you're pitching extra lands that you don't need or digging towards those tribal flames to finish your opponent off is nice. And then, getting a little instant on the graveyard. Hey, hit that Crocs in your graveyard.
And, I mean, the rummaging, it's discard then draw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, rummaging in a aggressive zoo style deck is awesome. Like that's usually very welcome. And also that just makes me want to build a new zoo deck with that and Draco or whatever, that artifact equal to the type. It's 2 mana 4/4 that pumps your creatures in or gives your other creatures stats and stuff like that. Like I think that card is insane as well. I think that card is busted.
That one's nice when you probably put one Triumph in your deck, right? So you can cast it on turn 2.
You probably do 2 different Triumphs. One towards one Teamer probably, and one maybe Jeskai or something. Whatever other duel you want to get. If you get the Teamer one, you always got to get,
the Triumph. Usually these
the white-black one.
We haven't seen a lot of these domain zoo decks in a while. This is like an old extended staple, and usually they were 4-color decks that had, the 5th color on one shock land, so that they could get the 5-point Tribal Flames or the 5-point Gaia's Might. And so I think what would happen is instead of having that off-color shock land, you would just have one Triumph that contains the off-color in it.
Yeah, that could be possible too. I also just think that card is going to be perfectly fine in like an Omnath slower deck, and maybe even better there because you just, a zoo deck wants to be playing something on turn 1. That's the big drawback of that artifact. But, if you're playing like a Omnath Bring to Light deck, you probably don't have a 1-drop you want to play, or you leave a fetch land open and bolt if you want to. If not, turn 2 4/4 that makes Omnath just a laughable card. You get to add like 4 extra lines of text to that,
Oh yeah, no, there's some interesting stuff there. I'm not sure how good that deck is going to be. I would have to see how it plays out because there's a little awkwardness, like we mentioned, with the Draco card needing a Triumph to curve out perfectly, which doesn't play well with the rest of the deck. It's like maybe it turns into more of a mid-range deck. Is with so many fetches and shocklands, this is a Death Shadow deck. There's a lot of options. I think there. It's something that we're definitely going to explore later in this preview season. Now that we've seen several cards pushing that theme that do seem pretty powerful.
I don't think it can be a Death Shadow deck, and I'll tell you why. Because that artifact gives black creatures lifelink. Death Shadow attacked, gain 7, bin it.
Are you sure it's black creatures lifelink?
I think it's white? Black creatures is lifelink. I think white is vigilance. Yeah,
that would be really annoying.
Yeah, I can't remember it. Maybe I'm wrong on it, but I think that would be comical for a Death Shadow deck. Like,
that would be annoying.
I'll gain 7, put that right into the graveyard.
I'm not ready to say that the deck is great because the cards are, there's a lot of stuff going on with those cards. So those are cards that I have to see in play, see how they play out with the rest of the deck to get a feel for exactly how powerful they are, but they're definitely very intriguing cards.
So do you think maybe we should just play them on Versus Live, you think, or...
Yeah, I said we were.
Oh, okay.
I literally said that.
Oh, okay. I
You
barely
just,
listen.
yeah, do you just not pay attention to the
Not
words I say?
often. I don't listen often. Yeah. It really helps, my mind, just mental health, to just kind of tune you out for most of the show. And, it really leads to some good moments.
Okay, well, I will keep my hand.
Will you stop keeping your hand when I have to mulligan, please? Because this is not cool. This hand, even if I get an untapped blue, I think it's actually, it's fine, but it's not even that good. So definitely not worth the risk.
My hand's a little bit awkward, but
Okay.
one good draw and we'll be fine.
All right, fair enough. You got one more question at all while I shuffle up?
Let's see here. What do you think of Imperial Recruiter in Modern?
So, I know this is like a combo creature card, and it really helps with these style of decks, but it's the 3-mana 1/1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like Magic has surpassed that ability being good. Like 3 mana for a 1/1 is pathetic stats, like for standard, let alone Modern. I know there's probably going to be some combo deck with it, but I just cannot see a good deck with that right now in Modern. But I easily can be wrong because that's not my style of decks that I play.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you see anything actually applicable to Modern?
Well, there's definitely the ability to combo with Kiki Jiki with it. It finds Kiki or Pastermite or Deceiver Exarch.
Yep. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
That's the combo aspect of it that I think you can enable. I also think you can play the card Fair in an Ether Vial deck, where you're vialing it in and you have some toolbox. So a Boros Taxes list that plays. I have this list in my Google Doc of brews
already. Huh?
Yeah, I brewed it a couple days ago.
Okay.
But we're already doing the Azorius Taxes deck, so I couldn't do two.
You had
of
to
those.
space it out, of course.
Yeah, it plays fewer Sanctum Prelates, but you can still tutor for them when they're good.
Okay.
It plays a Direfleet Daredevil as a toolbox card.
Okay.
It plays a Pia and Kieran, so you can get just like a big threat. It's a cool thing to blink with Flicker Wisp. It definitely either needs to be enabling a combo, and it needs to be paired with some mana acceleration. So any sort of Kiki deck is probably going to have mana creatures in it, Ignoble Hierarch or Birds of Paradise, something like that.
Yep.
Because you're right, like 3 mana for a 1/1 is just not a good rate. So you need to subsidize it somehow, either with mana creatures or with Aether Vial, the way they do with Goblin Matron in the Goblin deck, which is fringe but still a playable deck in Modern.
Sure.
And that's a 3 mana 1/1.
Okay. Fair. Yeah, I can see it in those style decks. Just nothing that's going to jump off the page.
Yeah, it's not a world beater, but it's a solid role player in those decks.
Okay.
And hope see, that's my style of Magic is weird toolboxes of creatures. And, grinding you out with 1/1s.
Yeah, see, I like toolboxes with like Bring to Light and powerful spells that I can wreck you with.
Bring to life for 7 mana Planeswalkers.
Exactly.
Like, no, I'll play my 3 mana 1/1 that tutors for a 2 mana 1/1.
Your go, sir.
Yes, I'll find Elvish Visionary. I'll cast it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do want to blink it with Yorion. Speaking of, you don't have your bird, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to it.
Good one.
It's gone forever.
It's not in his opener. Got him. Just trying to get some info. I put down, I put to the bottom one of my redundant cards.
I've just got a Glass Bull Shores, so you can take your turn.
You would.
While I'm reshuffling.
You would. All right. I have a Foothills, and I'll pass to you.
I would like to see the stats on the percentage of times each of us just shuffles the companion into our deck. I think you're like 40 to 50%, and I'm like 80.
Yeah. I think together we're at least 60%. Yeah. Even games where we don't even use the companion. It's just like, get all these cards on in.
Yeah. We're so used to power scooping.
Yeah, exactly. You mean rage scooping, right?
You say tomato, I say tomato. Okay, that was exactly what I wanted. I've got a Seacrim Coast and a Stone Forge Mystic that is probably not long for this world.
Okay.
So I don't think I want to get the Batter Skull. I think I'm going to get the Sword, which is right on the bottom.
Okay. I will crack this, and I will get the Steam Vents here. We'll take 3, and I will bolt that.
Yeah.
All right, the bolt, untap. It's pretty awkward. I'll play a land, and I'll pass to you.
Doing nothing.
Nothing. I liked it more when I went Manamorphose into Storming, but you know what? Nothing is a solid silver metal. The old protection from blue-red strategy against my blue-red strategy, huh?
Yeah. I am going to field your Spire Bluff Canal. I want to leave the island in play.
Float a red.
Because I have a Merchant Dock hands.
Oh.
Gonna get a Plains, and then I will play an Ether Vial
Okay.
and pass the turn.
Okay, that was an awful draw. I will Expressive Iteration.
Sure.
Go. We needed a land, believe it or not.
Okay. Counter on Vial.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not my best start this game. Not my best start.
I know Corey's land light.
You don't know that.
I think I have time to buy this Yorion later. I drew a Field of Ruin. I'm just going to field the Steam Vents.
Okay.
Take Corey off of blue mana. This will also limit the damage that my Paths and Winds of Abandons do later in the game.
That's true. That's true and quite rude.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap. I'll draw. I got a Metamorphose.
Jerk.
Blue-red. And I got a Stormwing.
Yep.
Scry. I think I want both of these. Yeah, I'll top both and then I'll pass to you.
On your end step, I'll path the Stormwing.
Okay, you're a jerk. I actually, I do not want to search, so you got
Wow.
it.
Likes his cards that much. Wild to 2. Play a Flooded Strand.
Okay.
And I will buy the Yorion.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. I got a land. And I will play this. Pass to you. I'll take a pain.
Go to 19.
Yep.
End step, I'll crack this, go to 19 myself.
Okay.
Where are you, Hallowed Fountain? You have 1,000,000 cards in hand, right?
1,000,000.
Probably have to discard 999,993
I
of them.
do, yeah. I think I actually just made my deck too big then if I have that
Yeah.
many cards.
They didn't make Super Yorion.
Yeah, they should. They should.
You just get a Yorion at each spot on the curve.
Yeah, yeah. That's my kind of magic.
Yeah, they're not legendary. Wild 3.
Okay. You've been doing a lot with that vial.
I will activate Vial.
Okay.
I will put in Skyclave Apparition, target the Usury.
Rude.
Then I'm going to play and equip the sword on it.
Okay.
Corey has a Braid Bolt, then so be it. And then I'll pass the turn.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty gross. And it's deal 2, draw a card, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shock Cantrip.
I'll crack this. I'm going to take 3.
Brings you to 16. And Corey wants to leave basics in his deck for all of my paths and things.
Yep, all that jazz.
Jazz.
Did someone say the jazz? I'm interested. All right, I just have another one, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, so certainly can't have an Abrade. So what I'm going to do is with this Vial trigger on the stack, I'm going to activate it.
Okay.
Put in a Glasspool Mimic, copy Skyclave Apparition, exile Usury, and then I'm going to put it to 4.
Yeah, that's pretty mean of you.
Then I will draw for turn.
Okay.
I will then attack you for 4.
I'll take it.
You go to 12, and then I'll deal the 2 to you, so you go to 10 overall. I'll draw a card.
Yep, this is fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Then I've got a Hengegate pathway and a Thalia.
I'll respond. Take a point. Down to 9.
You get a 3/3 illusion.
Yep. Done?
Yep, pass turn. Five in hand now?
4.
4, even better.
Oh boy. All right. So let's go with a lava dart,
Sure.
and I'll take a pain for expressive iteration.
Brings you to 9.
8. Right?
8.
Yeah.
I do have 10.
You must have missed something.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what you have as well? Okay.
Okay.
These are all bad. So we'll go like this for sure. And I suppose we'll put this in the hand, this on bottom, play this, and I'll attack.
I will... Yeah, go to 16.
Pass to you. Yeah, I can't really beat this sort of fire and ice, believe it or not.
Certainly can't beat it now that the vial's on 5 and the Yorion protects it.
Yeah.
I guess
well,
you
it doesn't protect the sword from a braid, but...
Not...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Exile not on
Yeah.
permanents.
Mm-hmm.
You should know what Yorion
Yeah,
does.
yeah. It's my first time reading Yorion.
Attack.
I'll take it.
I'll deal the 2 to you, so
Okay.
you go to 2.
Yep.
Draw a card.
Yep. It's all fine.
And I drew 2 lands, which is not the best, but don't think it matters. So I will play Seagram Coast, and I will...
Might as well just play that Yorion.
Here 2. I'm just like wondering how this goes wrong. Yeah, I'll just pass.
All right.
Because if you at 2, you can't even tap both of these for mana, so you basically only have
I can.
4.
And I may. It just kills me.
Like 4, maybe a 5th mana. What is the combination
I
of
will
cards that does it?
correct this, and I die. Yeah, sword was just a beating. Sword was just an absolute beating.
Yeah.
But I still won the sweet game. That's all that matters. The game where I'm probably like 5% to win at best. At best.
It was a heads up play, knowing that if you pass the turn, you basically had no outs.
Yeah.
And I think the number you chose was exactly right.
Yeah.
I think you found the exact line to hit it, and you did. So that was cool.
That was cool. And yeah, honestly, this DOS game was kind of just a beating with sword, but you did your thing. You disrupted me. I stumbled a little bit. We had that awesome game too, and then game 1. What's that new card?
Sanctum Prelate.
Sanctum Prelate just dominated, and I think like you can say like it's just because it's up against prowess. I think that card's just going to do that in game 1s a lot against a lot of decks.
Yeah, a lot of these decks, you're just going to name one and shut off all their removal.
Yeah.
And then all your creatures are going to run rampant. And that's awesome. And then against, the Bring to Light decks, you can name 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Even
against Tron, you can just be like 10. Ulamog's the only way I lose. Or it's not creature. I keep forgetting about that.
So,
yeah.
but
you can name 7 for Karn,
you can name 7 for Karn. You can name 3 for Oblivion Stone.
Yeah.
You just figure it out. And it's not that hard.
It's just what card don't I want to see? Okay, that.
It's actually one of the reasons that I have Elite Spellbinder in the sideboard.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I don't think Ari had these.
Okay.
And I think they're great when you get to see their hand with Prelate. On a given turn.
Depending on how many 3s, I like that card even over Watcher. Watcher seems so bad to me.
The deck has a ton of 3s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're actually light on 2s now that you've cut Leonin Arbiter, right? So Watcher is sort of the replacement for Leonin Arbiter. I think maybe you could play play Wall of Omens, because it was actually a little awkward sometimes for me to just get access to the card underneath it when I wanted it. And that's the value of Watcher, is that it gives you that sort of card selection. But if you're not playing things like Soul Herder and Ephemerate, it can be hard to get there, and your opponent just lets it sit there as a 2/1, and by the time they give you access to the card with a removal spell, maybe Sweeper, they probably have some defenses set up for it.
Yeah. Have you ever considered the Dan May card, the Charming Prince?
I think Charming Prince would be worse than Wall too. I kind of like Wall. Just playing some. You're taking such a defensive posture in these red matchups. I think Wall of them would be welcome, and just getting through your deck and finding your really impactful threes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just picture it being like you have the creature on 1 for removal spells, and then late game Charming Prince it for their big spells or something. Something like that's cool, but Yorion does that, Flicker Wisp does that as well. So
I'm also wondering if these Field of Ruins, now that you don't have Lane and Arbiter, I just figured that with the way the deck is built now as a Yorion deck, it's a little grindier.
Yeah.
So I figured having answers to key utility lands is nice. Your matchup without Ghost Quarter and Arbiter against Tron is a lot worse. So I figured Field would be
Yorion
useful
decks
there.
Against big mana is notoriously bad because you're playing to the battlefield, you're not having a lot of disruption and stuff.
That said, you do have Dockhand and Spreading Seas.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
Prelay.
true. Yeah,
So-
okay, that's not bad.
So you do have some good game there. I wonder if these Field of Ruins would be better off as Mishra's Factories, which is being brought back. It would be better than Mutavault in this deck.
Yeah.
Because you don't have use for creature types, but you can sometimes have use for pumping. So maybe Mishra's Factory is a better colorless land because you definitely have space to play some utility lands.
Yeah.
So I think that once you get rid of Arbiter, there's just so much room to play with the deck.
Yeah.
You were so limited in what cards you could add when you were playing Arbiter that now I think there's things that you wouldn't have considered before and that you got to reconsider.
Yeah.
And that actually excites me because having options when you're deck building is really important. It's also really important for keeping a deck relevant.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of taxes right after Apparition got printed, and everybody adapted, and all these Lava Dart decks kind of preyed on you.
Yeah.
And so being adaptable, so when people are actually targeting you, and you can then next level all of the hate is really important.
It seems like there's a lot of cards out there right now that you can, tailor-made towards the metagame you expect. So yeah, I think that deck looks pretty sweet, I must say. Yeah. So, all right, everyone, that's going to do it for our first round. Now for the second round, I'm going to be playing myself some Esper Control. We're going to be trying out Dakin, the Planeswalker, the Esper Planeswalker that I think looks pretty cool. Also have, I didn't include Subtlety because that card was not printed when we made decks, but we did get them printed out. So I think I'm going to play the deck as is for a little bit, then try adding some subtleties into the deck and see if it's not so subtle like the internet has been telling me. So,
and I'm going to be playing a little Jund Sacrifice deck with Collected Company, trying to hit some Planeswalkers off of it.
Naturally.
Grist, yeah.
That's what we do in Magic the Gathering, right?
Yeah. What was the 6 mana card that was like Collected Company for Planeswalkers? It was white. It was like something Gatewatch.
Yeah, Gather the Gatewatch or something.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
So we got some Grist. I've got some Ignoble Hierarchs, and we'll see if we can, sort of port over this Jund Sacrifice deck that has been so successful in Pioneer and in Historic into Modern.
All right, sounds sweet. So we're going to take a short 7-minute break, and we'll be right back here with round number 2 here on Versus Live. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Dan in the booth. Say what's up, Dan.
What's up, Dan?
Dan will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and the burns in the chat. So make sure to tag at Star City Games, and he will get his favorite ones sent over to us. So we are playing ourselves some Modern, which is already great. But now we get new cards for Modern, which is like Christmas. So it's pretty much going to be heaven on Versus Live here for the next, 2 to 3 weeks as this set comes out. And to be honest, like right away, I think the first day we had, Urza Saga, Counterspell. These were like the hype cards to bring people in like 3-4 weeks ago, 2 months. Who knows how long ago they actually previewed them. But outside of that, the first day of previews cards was just like 1,000 squirrel cards. And then it was just pretty okay cards. Nothing crazy. Grief was really good. But now, yesterday and late Tuesday, we started getting some real cards in. We started getting some interesting ones.
And green cards that didn't say squirrel on them, so naturally they were very good.
Exactly. Green cards that are 1 mana to add a mana that doesn't say to pay for squirrels or, something like that is going to be good. So I'm going to be playing Esper here. I'm going to be trying out Dakin. That's the main new one, but we also have Counterspell as a functional upgrade. Pretty similar to a list that I've played in the past. This is actually the deck that I'm most hype about just playing right now on leagues and stuff, Modern Challenges, before Modern Horizon 2 comes out. So it's a deck naturally I want to have some upgrades for. But we also have, if I can find them, Dan, did we lose our... Never mind. Also have some subtleties that I think I'm going to try out after the first game and just try them. You know, I think the deck is going to have to be not completely restructured, but structured a little differently to make sure that this is an ideal card. Like I might have to take out Kaya's Guile because it's already a black card, and kind of slots into something like that. Probably just bad because Kaya's Guile is pretty sweet, but something I want to try out after a game or two.
Yeah. Cool thing I like about subtlety is that if you have it and Force of Negation in your hand, you can pitch one to the other and cover yourself against any spell your opponent plays.
Yes.
So you just get to tap out with impunity and just know whatever you do.
Yeah.
I've got it. Even if your creature is under cavern, subtlety has it.
Yep. Nope. It'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. And then it's like, Supreme Verdict. Dang it. You got me. But I don't have any creatures, so get wrecked.
You're tapping out for Teferi, so Supreme Verdict, you're okay.
Yeah, fair enough. And what are you going to be playing, bud?
I'm going to be playing a little Jund Sacrifice, trying out Ignoble Hierarch as well as Grist, so it's certainly a collected company deck.
Okay.
Also playing Priest, which I think is good with Grist, though not great in this matchup. We get to play Mog War Marshal as a great way to generate so much sacrifice
Let me read
fodder.
Grist one more time.
And I'm also playing Unearth, which is cool with Grist. So my Unearth can actually just, get a Planeswalker.
Yeah, that's fair. That is pretty insane. That is pretty insane. Sweet. Yep. And if we got a graphic there down to read along at home, it's got a lot going on.
Yeah. Mainly just a token generator, but also gives you a way to answer Planeswalkers, which these decks often struggle to do.
Mm-hmm.
You got a good amount of creature removal now because of Priest of Forgotten Gods and Mayhem Devil, but answering Planeswalkers has often been a struggle for these decks, and their creatures are usually not super big, so pressuring Planeswalkers in combat also difficult.
Yeah.
Grist giving you an easy answer to Planeswalkers is going to be really important in this matchup.
Yeah, no, it seems great. And Grist, if you mill over Grist from Grist, you repeat the process, but that's the only insect you have, right? Like, I think that is going to be a tough clause to get.
I sort of ignored that part of it.
Yeah.
If I hit the Grist, then cool beans.
Yeah, cool, because, I mean, honestly, if you hit Grist and you get up to 5 right away, you could easily be fireballing me out of the game in 2 turns. So that could be scary. Outside of that, it's not gonna... I don't have a lot of creatures to kill. Does it kill Planeswalkers, too?
Yeah.
Okay, so that will be relevant, but...
Yeah, so the -2 still relevant here.
All right, cool. Well, it should be fun. You won round 1, so I will be going first. I just really liked my Esper deck so much that I threw round 1 as well. Yeah. Okay. This hand is a gasser. I will keep.
In a control matchup, I do not think I can keep this. Just not doing anything until turn 3. Okay. I would have a Lightning Bolt against an aggro deck to interact, and I think that would then make this hand fine. But yeah, I'm going to mulligan.
This hand is a Robert Goulet, to quote Mr. Brian Braun-Duin. Whenever he thinks something is really cool, he's like, ooh, Robert Goulet.
Robert Goulet guest starred on a season 5 episode of The Simpsons.
Ooh, okay. I honestly really only know the name Robert Goulet just from like the Will Ferrell SNL skits or Robert Goulet. Too good. All right, Dan, you got a question for us?
We have a couple. So there are 2 cards in particular that the guys in chat are very, very interested about.
Okay.
So first off, you guys remember Kurizev from Kaladesh, right?
Yes, Kurizev, Skyship Raider.
Yeah, we used to go together.
So 1/3 first strike menace for 2, and it attacks, you make the Ragavan token.
Yep.
Ragavan now has his own card.
The monkey's loose?
The monkey is loose.
Oh my god, what do we got?
We got Ragavan Nimble Pilferer.
Okay.
For a single red, you get a 2/1. Whenever Ragavan Nimble Pilferer deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until the end of the turn, you may cast that card.
No.
That's the end of the text?
No, there's
no
a little
downside
more.
to this card? Okay, there's more.
Oh, but also, like, it's not pay any mana, right? So you got to use that treasure to kind of cast blue cards or whatever,
but
right?
Even just 1 mana 2/1, when it connects, you get a treasure seems great. You just play a 3-drop on
But wait, there's more.
There's got to be a downside.
You also lose the game if you cast the card.
No. One last little thing. It has dash. Remember that from...
that's just a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much mana is the dash cost?
1 in a red.
Yeah, dash is 1 in a red.
I mean, they made Is it? Do they always make dash one?
I think dash was always one in the red. Yeah. Okay.
One in something, yeah.
No, on Keel Cutter it was 3 in a red or 2 in a red.
Okay.
Yeah, it was different. So
Well, it doesn't
dash
matter.
is-
Regardless, that card seems sweet.
Yeah, it's a monkey pirate. It's also mythic,
Okay.
rightfully so.
Is it legend? It's legendary. Is it?
It's legendary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's a monkey named Ragavan. I mean, how much more legendary can you get?
That's fair. I mean, in a Lava Dart world, if we're being real, that's not as good there. But overall, I mean, I don't see why I would want to play, I don't know, maybe Goblin Guide instead in the burn decks, or like, there's got to be a red 1-drop that will replace, because that card seems awesome, you know?
Well, it's worse than Goblin Guide and Swift Spear in those decks. I wonder
Yeah.
if this is a deck that like a domain deck would want, where you're playing lots of different colors of cards, so the treasures help you fix your mana, and it's a good 1-drop.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a deck that like a Bushwhacker Zoo deck would want, because it helps you double spell really quickly and flood the battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember,
this whole
there's no
set just-
haste on this unless you dash
Unless
it.
you
Yeah.
dash it. Is this whole set just trying to bring back Zoo decks? Like, you know, try to get Wild Nakatl banned again? Or
Well, the one thing I will say about Modern, you know, I think it's been ultimately a fair format, and the games are really interesting.
Yep.
But the aggro portion of the metagame has been very narrow. It's all Swift Spear decks.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
Even the Shadow decks are Swift Spear decks now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
The
true.
Prowess decks, the Burn decks are Swift Spear decks. You know, they're just all Swift Spear decks. So
Esper control decks are now Swift Spear decks as well. You're like, yeah.
So if we can find aggressive decks that aren't Swift Spear decks and incorporate them into the metagame without disrupting the balance too much, I think that's a big plus. And this is a sweet card, because, you know, even if they eventually kill it with a Lava Dart, if you connect it twice with it and generate 2 extra mana and maybe get 1 card out of them,
Yeah.
you're okay with that trade. You also don't 4 damage. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just connecting once, you can get a mana and a card.
Yeah. Wow. No, that seems awesome. That seems like a great card. Absolutely. And you said there was another card, right?
There was.
What's the other one? Let's hear it.
So we know about Urborg, right?
We're a fan.
I've seen this one.
I've dabbled.
Yeah,
There's-
Yavimaya.
There's now Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth.
It's Urborg, but for forests.
But for forests?
For forests.
I'm not sure like what exactly we're doing with it.
People in chat are saying that you have that, and you also have a Quirion Ranger, so possibly Modern Elves might make a comeback.
Well, how does Yavimaya like help you that much?
Yeah, you just play forests, right?
Yeah, like, you know, with Quirion Ranger, you can just put forest. Like, I'm thinking, you know, with Urborg, the synergy is like with Cabal Coffers, or the big thing with Urborg has actually been getting to play like Mutavault in your Pox deck,
Yeah.
and still tapping it for black. Like, what green deck it does things like that? Or are there certain cards that care about, you know, the number of forests that you have on the battlefield that could potentially be good, like, you know, Dungrove Elder?
Yeah.
That I don't think that one's good enough, but something in that vein, like there's
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
yeah, there's got to be some synergies there.
Yeah, interesting though. That first one especially.
You know, it'll still show up pretty frequently as a one of in a lot of decks. So you like avoid pain from your Horizon lands and things like that.
Oh, okay. Joseph Prime points out Yavimaya combos with Elvish Champion makes all your elves unblockable.
Okay. So you can you can have, you know, an elf that you tutor for with, you know, Court of Calling or Eladamri's Call that just lets you aggro them out. Okay.
Okay.
Now
We're getting those brain engines
doing
cooking.
something.
Good job, chat.
Yeah.
Chat's so smart. Chat's so smart even when we're not.
okay. So this is my second hand that I'm looking at.
I think you're down to 4 by now. I think you've timed out enough. Nah, Dan, I don't know.
I think we can pretty easily put the lightning bolt on the bottom.
I got a grave past you. All right, let's play some magical cards.
Okay, I think that changes what I'm gonna fetch for. So I'm gonna crack Wooded Foothills for an Overgrown Tomb.
Okay, put you to
and play
17.
Carrion Feeder.
Carrion Feeder, okay.
Pass the turn.
All right. I am going to just play a land and I'll pass. I'm really liking the sequence of my hand for this game. I think it's going to work out quite well.
I will attack for 1.
I'll take it.
17, 19?
Yep.
I'm just going to play a tap Blood Crypt and pass the turn.
Okay, I will end step Fatal Push.
I will sacrifice it in response.
Good call. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get Village Rise. I don't know if you had that.
This deck should probably have some Village Rights somewhere. It's hard balancing having early interaction and having enough hits for company.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to play Village Rights over Bolt.
All right, we'll give it a shot. We got a Dakin. Surveil 2 is just look at 2. I can put any of them into my graveyard, right?
It's like Scribe, and instead of putting them on the bottom,
They go to my graveyard, right? So, yeah, okay. So, pretty nice with Snapcasters, which is pretty sweet. I don't... God, these are pretty good. These are not bad. I think I will just put this here and put a charm away, and I'll pass to you.
Oh, I'm probably dead.
Yeah. All right, Dakin. I kept thinking this is going to be a 4-mana Planeswalker that you want most of the time, but, playing it on 3 and then being able to exile that next turn seems awesome. Okay, so I'll draw my card. I will exile this. Want to sack goat. All right, I will pass to you.
I will play Mayhem Devil.
Zydevil of Maze, huh? Let's go with... I'm just going to counter that.
I'll play a Peatland and pass the turn.
I will sack this.
Go to 18.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, you think about Teferi Time Raveler in that slot, and still great, right? I would have ticked up, then I would have bounced Woe Strider, but dealing with cards in an Esper control deck instead of just, delaying them is a big deal.
Oh, that was a tilt.
All right, so I will Surveil 2. Let's put Dak in here, put this there, and I'll pass to you.
You have 3 in hand?
3.
I will unearth the Mayhem Devil.
I'll respond by exiling your graveyard and making a 1/1 flyer. Spirit. Okay.
I'll play Wood of Foothills and crack it.
Okay.
I assume you're not a path deck because you're a push deck.
Oops. Whatever one's bad for you, that's the deck I am.
Just gonna get my basic forest, I think.
Okay.
And I'll take a point to 16 for a collected company.
All right. I'm scared.
Corey had to use the Kai's Guile as a counter spell,
Yeah.
but was able to successfully get him to tap out to resolve this, and hopefully it's good.
Yeah, I'm scared.
If the Mayhem Devil resolved either time, I was killing the Dakin immediately.
Yep. I kind of figured. Probably the reason to keep around the goat instead of sacrificing it. Also not bad against the sack a creature clause of Kai's Guile.
Yep. Okay, so I'm at 16. You're at 18, right?
I got 19. I think that's it.
I got you at 18. That's it. I got Corey 18. Ross 16.
What did I take a second point for?
I attacked with the Carrion Feeder once.
Oh, yep, you're right.
Okay, let's hope this collected company hits.
Whiff. Are you going to hit any planeswalkers off your collected company? A sentence I didn't think I was going to say.
That is interesting.
Okay.
Tilt.
I like tilt.
Liliana Heretical Healer says non-token. I was going to get Grist Liliana, hope to sack the Brad, kill the Dakin, flip the Liliana, +2 have you discard a card.
Wow.
Though maybe that wouldn't be great because then I'd have a 5 Liliana and just a land because of the Colonnade.
Yeah.
So I think what I actually... So I'm definitely getting the Grist because I want to deal with the Dakin.
Okay.
The Liliana's not going to be particularly good. Especially now that you've exiled my graveyard. I can get a Mog War Marshal, which will just give me fodder, or I can get Mayhem Devil, and then when I sack the Brad, I can kill the Spirit token. I think I'd rather have the Devil. I think it's more threatening. Okay. I'm going to get tokens from the Grist, hopefully, though I guess you do have the Colonnade again, so probably not. Again, a land and lets you deal with it, but I've just got to deal with the Dakin.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, would I rather have a Mayhem Devil on the battlefield or 2 1/1s, but the Mayhem Devil comes with answering your Spirit token? So that's sort of like a 1/1. It's minus a 1/1 for you.
Kind of.
I'll go for the Mayhem Devil.
Okay.
So Mayhem Devil Grist, and I will -2 sack the Brad, kill the Dakin, deal 1 there. These go on the bottom.
Done.
And then I will pass the turn.
All right, I got a Teferi. I will draw a card.
Yep.
And I will untap these 2, and I'll pass to you.
I will play a Wooded Foothills, sacrifice, go to 15, deal 1 to the Teferi.
Yep.
I will
Pretty good.
get a Dryad Arbor.
Okay.
Cheeky one of.
That is pretty cheeky.
Then I am going to sack the Nurturing Peatland and deal 1 to your Teferi.
Okay. Still?
Draw this card.
Okay.
And then I will attack your Teferi.
All right. It's dead.
I will plus Grist, make an insect, mill a card. It's a priest.
Oh, it's only mill 1?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You did not play a land that turn. You might have... no, if you drew on the Teferi, you still could have played it. So, potentially get to keep my Grist around. Yeah, I don't... Is there any point in playing into a sweeper? I'm not sure like what kind of sweepers you have.
I got them all.
These control decks often don't play a billion sweepers these days, and you're not a Bring to Light deck. You're at 18, but you're on all spells. I'm just gonna pass the turn.
All right, I'll Fatal Push that.
Yeah, that'll play.
Untap, draw.
Wish I had played my creature now.
Then I will pass to you.
Still no land.
No lands. No lands, no problems.
Okay, I will attack for 2.
Okay, I'll go to 16.
Plus the Grist.
Okay.
Milled a Ignoble Hierarch.
Okay.
And I will play a Mog War Marshal.
Mog, eh?
Gotta love a battlefield of 1,000,000 1/1s.
Yeah. I'm going to counter that.
Yeah. Wish I had played that last turn. I drew this land. I'll play it tapped and pass the turn.
Okay. I'll untap a draw. Tilt. I'll pass to you.
I will play a Carrion Feeder.
Sure.
I will plus a Grist.
Okay.
Milled a Liliana. I will attack for 3.
I'll take it. 13.
Brings you to 13, and I'll pass the turn.
End step, Snapcaster.
Sure.
I'm just going to draw 2.
Yep.
1, 2.
Corey really wants to get that land here to deal with the grist while it's on 4.
Oh, yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice.
It would have been cool if I hit a grist on that last turn and just got it to 5.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't, to be honest. How lucky you are.
Hey, you're the one that got lucky today.
I will opt.
Yeah.
You know, outside of mulliganing every single game that round, but...
Why would you do that?
I think I will... I think I'll bottom this. Draw. Right on time. Then I'm going to... Fatal Push that.
I'll sack it to the carrion feeder.
Sure. I'll attack Grist.
Grist to 2.
And I'll pass to you.
Plus grist.
Yep.
Mill of Blackleaf Cliffs. Attack for 5.
No blocks.
Brings you to 8.
Yep.
I will play a swamp and pass the turn.
End step, I will... Snapcaster. Floating in black. I'll
Sure.
Fatal Push Brad.
I will sack it to the carrion feeder.
Yep. Untap.
You have how many cards in hand?
2.
2.
Yep.
I'm going to bolt one of the snaps while you're still tapped down.
Okay.
Force Brad to tap out if he wants to deal, or force Corey to tap out, sorry. I've been staring at too many Brads.
Too many Brads.
So we use that bolt to finish Corey off. Maybe I was supposed to just let you attack the grist down.
Does lead for some awkward scenarios here.
Yeah.
I wanted to not have to tap out. All right. I will attack Grist. And I'll pass to you. That card has caused some chaos in this game.
Mayhem Devil, please. Oh, that one will force a chump block.
Okay.
Mog War Marshal.
Okay. That's pretty
Make
good.
a goblin.
Okay.
I will attack with all of my creatures.
Have to block that.
Take 3, go to 5.
Yep. That was a good draw.
Pass the turn, yeah. I was one short with a creature that, you know, like an ignoble hierarch or something.
Mm-hmm.
I guess ignoble would do it too because I would just attack exalted, but then I wouldn't deal any other damage.
Yep. All right. I got it to Fairy a little late. I'll draw.
Not sure what this is finding. Untap land cryptic.
I'll untap these 2 and I'll pass to you.
You're at 5, so definitely want to pay the upkeep on War Marshal.
Okay.
Jesus. Declare attacks.
Yep.
Attack you with everything.
I will Fatal Push this.
I will respond with a collected company.
Oh, God. Yeah. Resolves. God, you just had to break one turn. I can just keep that alive. Or last turn you had
was
to
this going to be
break-
good?
Yeah, it was probably good. Oh, it was a tilt.
Numbers 3 and 4?
Oh, it was a tilt. God, you're so lucky. You're so lucky, you know that?
I said Jesus when I drew my card. I don't know what you expected it to be.
It's always best possible. I've learned over the years of Versus Live, whenever Ross can draw the best card, he indeed will. So, all right, that's game one going to Ross. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with sideboarding between Esper Control and Jund Sacrifice. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here between Esper Control and Jund Sacrifice. From my end, Kaya's Guile is usually a great card against aggro, but when you have all of these heinous creatures that are so bad that I don't want to waste removal on them.
I'll sacrifice a goat token.
Yeah, sack a goat, sack a Mog Fanatic so you can get another goblin. That I do not want these. Instead, I'd rather just kill them all, clean them up. Also, Eliminate is a sweet one for Grist, which could be a problem. Also was considering Aether Gust, but I don't think it's quite good enough. It doesn't hit enough from your deck. So
yeah, it hits most of my high end, which is nice.
Yeah.
But it hits very little of the low end.
Yeah, I think I got counter spells for your collected companies and stuff like that, so that's enough for me.
On my side, Thoughtseize is obviously the big winner here, but I really want to get as many of my bolts and priests out of my deck as I can. So I've got some abrupt decays here. They can hit a Dakin that maybe lands pretty cleanly and is ticking up, and I can't pressure. Can also hit a baby Teferi. So I'm gonna try some abrupt decays here. I'm choosing to leave in one priest as the one of these bottom 8 that I've got to leave in just to make sure my collected company count is as high as possible. It's only going to be 26 in this configuration because it's 29 in the main.
Okay.
26 is about the minimum I like to be. So, priests can still do some good work when you got this battlefield of crappy creatures.
I like it. Yeah, Ross's strategy, just play creatures that are so bad I don't want to actually kill them and go from there. It usually works.
Eventually I have 7 1/1s left over and they kill you.
Yeah, and honestly, in Modern, with the way I have this configured, there's not a lot of decks that go super wide. The wide decks are like Prowess, and that's not as wide, Like, that is a 3 creature type of scenario as going wide. So, a loose term for that. So I am kind of weak to this token strategies. I now I have sweepers, didn't really have any in the main, but you really just want to be answering one for one. And when you just have a lot of bad creatures, it makes it a little trickier. So, all right, Dan, you got a question while we shuffle up?
Absolutely. So
what we got?
From Guthix Esports, longtime Modern Boros Burn player.
Okay.
Wondering about a card that might give Ross some bad flashbacks.
Is this Flame Rift?
It would be Flame Rift.
Yeah, we take those in the chat. Any kind of daggers we can get to Ross from his past. That sounds great.
Would Flame Rift seem viable in Boros Burn, or
what does the card do?
2 mana, 1 and red sorcery, deal 4 damage to each player.
Oh, okay. So kind of a super char.
They play it in Legacy Burn.
Okay.
This is a staple of Legacy Burn decks, which are mono red. So
Yeah.
they don't play things like Boros Charm. To me, I'm so interested in Luris that I'm not going to get away from white.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's another 2 mana spell that it really takes the place of.
Skullcrack, maybe?
Do they even main deck Skullcrack anymore?
I don't know.
I feel like that hasn't been in the deck for a while.
Yeah.
I agree that Flame Rift would be better than Skullcrack, but I don't think it's better than Lightning Helix with all of the prowess decks around.
Having 8 Boros Charms is appealing, though.
Yeah, but dealing 4 to yourself in Modern is a lot different than doing it in Legacy.
Yeah, true. You play against Prowess or something, that's a cost.
Yeah. So that's my concern is that while Flame Rift sees play in Legacy because the format is significantly less creature dense.
Yeah. With Eidolon, just be like, I'll take 6, you take 4.
So that's what worries me about it. I'm wondering if it can unlock other forms of burn. I'm thinking of like a Rakdos burn with Bump in the Night and maybe Shard Volley that just goes really low curve and then has, maybe Flame Rift is really the only 2 mana burn spell.
Yeah.
And a lot of 1s, and you're just the fastest burn deck possible.
Yeah.
That is somewhat interesting to me, but I don't think it really has a home in the current Boros burn shell.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not a big burn player. I can honestly count on 0 hands how many times I've submitted a burn deck,
It's potentially cool with Death Shadow and Scourge of the Skyclaves.
Yeah.
So there could be a really aggressive, and that, again, if you're Rakdos, like turn 1 bump you, turn 2 Scourge as a 3/3, maybe bigger if they've fetched it all.
Or how about turn 1 Regavan and turn 2 Scourge?
I mean,
Take
you're
some
going to
damage.
play Swift Spear, and you're going to play Swift Spear. You're going to play Goblin Guide. You're going to play Death Shadow, and you're going to
Bowman,
play
maybe, though,
Scourge,
too. Like,
and
Bowman
you're going to have
could be
Luris
good.
as a companion. I think just those 16 creatures.
Not Bomat?
No, because with Luris, you don't need that many creatures, and you want a lot of burn spells.
Yeah.
Because you're top decking. Ooh, this deck sounds sweet.
Yeah.
Those 16 creatures, Luris is a companion,
Yeah,
and then you've got
yeah.
4 Lava Spike, 4 Bolt, 4
Bump in the night.
4 Bump in the Night, 4 Flame Rift. So that's gets you to 32. Like, that's already pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm playing 20, 21 lands. I'm not sure exactly how we're filling out the rest of the deck.
Thought
That-
Seasons or something? Not the worst. Not.
We are a shadow deck.
Yeah.
And you can't play Street Wraith with Luris.
Yeah.
Okay, this might get tough with Shadow because you do want to play Thoughtseize, but Thoughteize is really bad with like Flame Rift.
Yeah.
Thoughtseize Flame Rift is not a combo.
No, it's not.
We'll have to figure something out with this.
It'll be coming to the show.
But
It'll be coming to the show.
But those last 8 cards are going to have to be more Death Shadow cards.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We gotta figure that out though.
Honestly, Temur Battle Rage could be a good 2 of.
Yeah.
You know, if you can get Scourge of the Skyclave going, Temur Battle Rage is disgusting. If, you know, like, let's say they're at 12, you're at 6, and you get that first hit and then it grows, like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, do we have enough threats to play Mutagenic Growth? Probably.
Yeah.
Just, turn 1 haste creature, Mutagenic Growth it is fine
Yeah.
to set up Shadow 2.
This deck seems sweet.
I like that first 32. The last, 7 or 8 cards have to enable Death Shadow. So put your thinking caps on, chat.
Yeah, and honestly, this is getting to the time. Like, we've been building some decks here. I think it's time for us to be sending out tweets for the next shows and get some submissions from y'all for next week or something,
Yeah.
They're smart. They're smarter than us,
We do probably have to bobble in this deck because we're a Luris deck.
Yeah.
So that's 4 more
The
slots.
gears are turning. The gears are turning. But all right, great questions. Y'all keep them coming in. We are going to start this up. I'm going to be going first.
Will you then?
I will. And I'll be keeping my hand.
I will not be keeping my hand.
Wow, you can mulligan? I didn't
Mulligan the
know.
last game. Literally the last game we played.
I doubt it.
And instead of complaining, I just won.
Oh, okay. That's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Doesn't suit me.
Doesn't
I think,
jive with your
I'd rather
personality?
complain. Thank you, though.
I respect the retaining your complaint equity.
yes.
Very important aspect of versus live and life in general.
Exactly. And if you want to do some complaining out there, at Shaheen Sarani is always the place to direct any complaining you need. That goes for anything.
Yeah.
Bad day, your deck isn't working out, fine. Anything,
Yeah.
You're having a bad hair day, tell Shaheen.
He's the official complaint officer of versus live.
Hashtag blame Shaheen.
Yep. If I lose with Esper Control, you know who I'm going to talk to. Shaheen, your archetype that you fancy, I lost with it. Not a fan. Get back to me.
You're not the first person to make that complaint.
Yeah. Shaheen, you tricked me into playing a deck that's bad. That's probably said every once in a while.
Yeah. Okay, this is a solid hand.
Okay.
Which card goes back, though? I am inclined to say this one.
All right, Delta, and I'll pass to you.
As I was picking it up off the deck, I felt that it was a playtest card. I just really, really wanted it to be Ignoble Hierarch because it would have been so good. And
Enjoy
it
your
wasn't,
grist.
and I don't understand why.
All right, I know you have grist. Gotcha.
I will play an Overgrown.
Okay, I'll sack this.
That is not the only 2 playtest cards in the deck. There were some cards they couldn't find.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's still a grist.
It is not.
Okay. All right. I still don't believe you. I don't ever believe you any of the times ever.
Well, it was this card. Do we agree?
No.
Move it.
How do I know?
I literally didn't move it, and I just took it off the side of my hand.
You think I'm watching your every move? Yeah, I guess I'm forced to.
Yeah, that's part of the job.
It's the worst part of the job, let me tell you.
I will Thoughtseize you.
Thoughtseize me. Okay. I got a hand of magical cards.
I will take the Dakin.
Not cool, I just drew that.
Bring me to 18. That's a good thing I didn't play my Thoughtseize on turn 1 then.
Yeah.
Play a Forest and pass.
All right.
Because I don't care about Go over the Thorn of Fatal Push.
Yeah. I will still sack this.
That'll bring you to 19.
Yep.
Oh no, 18. You have 2 fetches.
Yeah, 18.
So we got 18 all.
All right. 18. I'd like to draw a good card, please. I will play a Flooded Shrine and I'll pass to you.
Okay, I'm gonna crack a Wooded Foothills. I'm gonna take 3. Go to 15. This is gonna get a Blood Crypt.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to cast a Grist.
I told you it was a Grist.
It wasn't, but I already had a Grist in my hand.
Yeah, Grist is pretty messed up to my hand right now. So yeah, that resolves.
I will plus it.
Okay.
So.
God, that card's so good right now.
Mill the Collected Company.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
All right, I got a Glacial Fortress, and I'll pass to you.
I will plus Grist.
Okay.
Attack for 1.
Okay, you got a mill card.
Mill card, yeah.
It's kind of nice to Aether Gust this in response.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's actually kind of sweet. Okay, I'll go to 17.
Yep. I will Thoughtseize you. So we'll likely draw the Cryptic Command.
All right, that resolves.
Has 2 Cryptic Commands. Okay, I'll take the foil one.
Okay.
It'll put me to 13. And now I have to run the least valuable threat in my hand. I'm going to take 2, go to 11.
Okay.
And play this escape creature.
Okay. I think I want to just let that resolve and just bounce Grist, draw a card. I could just counter Woe Strider, draw a card, and hope to get a Planeswalker to start taking advantage of this, but I think I do want to deal with Grist here. Oh God, Grist is so good right now.
It has been pretty impressive so far.
Yeah. It's like what I'm trying to get is like a Teferi tick up, but then you just replay Grist, and it's not great for me. I'm gonna crack.
I think that's getting cracked regardless, so you can just do that now. You're at 16, I'm at 11.
Yep.
I've dealt myself quite a bit of damage this game, but...
Colonnade, where are you at? All right, I'm just going to counter draw the Woe Strider.
Pass the turn.
I will play a land, and I'll pass to you.
Plays a land I knew about, or didn't know about, I mean.
Yeah.
And also could have played Fountain tapped. You don't have a snap target. That would be, I was looking for like an Archmage's Charm, thinking that was happening. So my guess is you want to have the possibility of playing removal plus something.
I could have played the Fountain. Dang it. Oh, that was so stupid.
So I'm going to plus Grist.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to draw the Unearth. Attack you for 2.
I'll take it. 14.
14. And I will pass the turn.
All right. Oh, boy. All right. I'm just going to draw 2 cards. Company me.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Hopefully you don't draw Damnation.
That's what I'm hoping. I was like, I don't think I'm winning the game just charming you. Charming your Collected Company.
Oh, this is a heinous Collected Company.
Yeah, either want you to...
We'll put
to be
2
bad.
ignoble hierarchs onto the battlefield.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll draw 2. And then I will...
You lose life equal to the number of creatures in my graveyard, which is currently 1.
Impressive. Impressive.
Yeah.
Debating if I want to use any removal on end step, which doesn't seem great.
I have so many creatures to target. You're telling me, hey, of the 5 creatures I have in the battlefield, you don't want to kill any of them?
That's correct. Your cards are once again so bad. Start playing better cards, please, so I'm incentivized to kill them.
I refuse.
All right. I will just untap. A draw. This is not ideal.
You have 3 unknowns?
3 unknowns.
Your knowns aren't very good, so I hope the unknowns are better.
Shut up, Ross. Just shut up. All right, I'm going to go with a Teferi. Pretty awkward with Grist, but I'm going to draw. And I'm going to take 2.
Brings you to 12.
12, and then untap these 2, and I'll pass to you. You leave that Teferi alone, okay? Look at how pretty it is.
You don't have Cryptic mana up. If you had some way to deal with the Grist, you would do it before my main phase. So, yeah, let's attack you for 3. We got Archmage's Charm or something?
I'll push one.
Okay, so
Take 2 to 10?
Yep. The weird thing is I think I want to sack a Hierarch.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I'm certainly going to -2 the Grist.
Okay.
Well, actually, that's what I should do. Okay, we figured it out. I will escape the Woe Strider, exiling 2 lands and 2 Thoughtseizes.
In response, eliminate Grist.
I mean, you would have just done that on my upkeep. If you had it.
I know.
So.
I will... Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, get the goat.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will -2 Grist.
Yep.
I will sacrifice the goat and deal with it to Fairy.
Okay.
And then I will play a Blackleaf Cliffs and pass the turn.
All right, I'll kill that.
Do I want to sack anything to Scry? No, I think I'm fine.
Okay.
With the Woe Strider in my graveyard, it's nice to have excess mana.
Fair. Fair, fair, fair. Well, it's not pretty, but here we are. I got a Teferi. I think I can think about tucking, but I really just want to have something untapped. You know, have you sack a couple of creatures, I think is fine. I'll put this into play tapped and untap 2 lands. Pass to you.
That's a tilter of a draw.
A tilter.
And you have 3 in hand?
3 in hand, yep.
You're 10.
I'm at 10.
So I currently cannot escape the Woe Strider and -2 Grist.
Correct.
So I'm going to go for a neat play.
Okay.
I am going to play Liliana Heretical Healer. You're going to end up killing or removing this one. Or countering it. Depending upon what
What's the other side?
It is a Planeswalker that pluses 2 to have each player discard a card, and minus X's to return a creature with CMC X or less.
Okay.
Yeah, minus 8s to do something crazy.
Yeah, all right, that's a good one. I'll counter that.
Okay, so that gets countered. Then I will... I guess I'll resolve this collected company.
All right. Yeah, so far this deck has looked pretty sweet.
Those are really good. Hit the other Liliana.
Oh my god. All right,
So-
I concede.
I also hit a Mayhem Devil or a Mogwar Marshal. I was just thinking about which one I wanted. I think
Yeah.
I'd go for the Mayhem Devil.
Yeah, I concede, so we have time for our last match because I do want to try that out. And you're going to win this game over time. It's just really tough to deal with Grist.
Yeah.
From the moment you played this, like, I was pretty much dead. You know, I really needed something for that.
Yeah, I was going to attack you for 7,
Yeah.
sack Ignoble, deal you 1 with Mayhem Devil. You go to 6, kill that thing. This comes back, you get a zombie, plus bring you down to 1 card in hand. Discard this, and I'm going to have now 2 Planeswalkers on the battlefield.
Yeah, that's rough to deal with. Maybe I just had to bring in Gust for the fact of Grist. You know, I think that was probably the case, because especially with the trigger on the stack, gusting it and you either put it in your graveyard, and then you get to repeat the process. I think it'll be gone, actually. Or I don't know if it says it on the ability, but...
Yeah, it's part of the ability, so I would repeat the process.
Okay.
So I would get another insect token.
Yeah, that's relevant. You know,
Yeah.
that's kind of Gust-proof. But yeah, I just needed to deal with that. Like Celestia Purge or something is what I felt like I really needed. But
Yeah, Purge would have been excellent.
But anyways, we got another spicy round coming up. I want to try this card out. I've wanted to try this card out since I saw it. We're going to be playing some Urza Saga. With Urza, got a little bit of the combo, got a little bit of a fair game plan. Looks pretty cool on my end.
Yeah, and I'm going to be playing a little Esper Goryo's Vengeance, but with another Zombify in the form of Priest of the Fellright.
Yeah. Okay, what are you bringing back?
Obsidat and Gristlebrand.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds sweet. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with round number 3 here on Versus Live.
Hello, and welcome back to Versus Live. I'm Ross Marion.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
We've got Justin in the booth. Say hi, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
He'll be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We're having a blast playing sweet brews with Modern Horizons 2 here.
These have been fun.
Yes.
Some sweet cards.
And I am playing, one of the fringe decks of Modern here that is one of my favorites, this Esper Goryo's deck. Using Goryo's Vengeance in a fair way with Obsidat Ghost Council.
Yeah.
Because both, effects exile the creature at the end step. You can stack them in the right way to exile the Obsidat first, and then it'll come back. So you effectively negate the downside of the Goryo's Vengeance. These decks have been around a little bit. You also get to target the Jace, Vryn's Prodigy, which is an enabler.
Yep.
You got a bunch of good cantrips like Thought Scour and Chart of Course as enablers, but then also like a ton of disruption. And that's the cool thing about this deck. It has a sort of combo feel to it, but it's also playing Collective Brutality, discard spells, fatal pushes. You can play Path if you think that's good. Teferi Time Raveler. So a ton of disruption in this deck. You can very much just play that game, that normal Modern control game for the first 3 or 4 turns.
Yep.
And then eventually just go over the top with Obsidat, find a turn to sneak it in, and now the clock is on.
Yeah.
You're at the
It's a
very
fast
least
clock too. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're going to get to attack. Even if you're just draining for 2 every turn, that's nice. But now we have a little bit more reliability with the Priest of Fellrights, and that's going to put me back on the Gristlebrand train. Some of these decks just cut Gristlebrand entirely.
Okay.
Or just only control decks with Obsidat. I'm back on a couple Gristlebrand's, only 2. I don't want to draw them too often.
Yeah.
But, with Priest, you can return the Gristlebrand permanently, and that's going to take over the game. You can unearth Priest to bring it back later in the game when you've played this, long game. So it's a card you can, ditch to Chart a Course early, or you're happy to mill over with Thought Scour.
Okay.
Because then, late in the game, you can just 5 mana, bring back either an Obsidian or a Gristlebrand, which is really cool. And then the one other neat thing about the list is I'm playing 2 copies of Claim Fame. Normally you would see Unearth, but I don't have any 3-mana creatures. The only creatures you're returning are Jace and Priest.
Okay.
And both of those creatures benefit a lot from having haste.
Yes. Flip them immediately.
So
Let's go.
I'm splashing the Fame side with 1 Steam Vents to fetch up.
Yes.
And so, I'm hoping that there's going to be a sequence where I go turn 1 Thought Scour, mill a Gristlebrand.
Yep.
Then turn 2 Priest, and you're like, okay, got to kill that. And then I just go Claim Fame the Priest, return the Gristlebrand, let's go.
Yeah, that'll be insane. And honestly, I don't have a lot of removal in this deck. I could have played Suspend. That would be pretty sweet. I have some paths, but I'm really trying out Urza's Saga. I want to see if this card's good. I feel a little iffy if it really is busted or if it's just okay, or at some spots it might actively be not very good. So it'll be interesting. I have Urza's Saga being able to tutor up something is going to be nice against you. I should have main decked this, but I do have it in the sideboard.
You don't have any main deck hate?
I do have lots of main deck hate. Yeah, play around all of it.
I would think you would have a Soul Guide Lantern, or
I probably
something
should
like a
have. I probably should have something like that to take advantage of. But for game 1, I sided with just Aether Spellbomb, which is decent against you.
Yeah.
And
putting
then
Obsidian in their hand is still fine.
Yeah, and then Pithing Needle as another tutor target, and then we just have Baubles, Mox Ambers to search for. But, could easily see if there's a lot more graveyard decks having 1 Soulguard Lantern, 1, something like that. Probably should be in the deck.
Yeah, and if it maybe Relic if you don't care about your own graveyard, but you're an Emery deck, so that could be awkward.
Yeah.
So I think Soul God Lantern is probably the best one.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, maybe I should just put one in just to test it out, but whatever. That'll be fine.
Yeah, you're going to lose the marbles anyway.
Yeah, that's true. They're already gone.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so I'll be going first. And I hope to God this deck's good, but we will see. Okay. I think I can keep this.
I will keep as well.
Just wondering how to sequence here. I will start with a Bauble and a Hollowed Fountain tapped, and I'll pass to you. Upkeep. I'm going to take a peek at that. You got it.
Swamp. Okay. I'll play Flooded Strand and pass.
Okay, I will draw 2 magical cards.
So you only get to draw 1 during your turn.
Oh, I'm drawing 2. Okay, Urza's Saga.
Okay. Chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
Taps for colorless.
Taps for some mana. I got a Talisman.
That resolves.
And I will pass to you.
On your end step, I will crack this strand.
Okay.
Go into 19. I'm going to get a tapped Hallowed Fountain.
Okay.
Just play a Swamp.
Okay.
And Chart a Course.
You got it.
I will discard Gristlebrand.
The Gristlefather.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I will draw Chapter 2. And then I will play a land and I'll pass to you.
I will play Jace Severin's Prodigy.
Yeah, that resolves.
Then I will play a Polluted Delta.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
And step, I'll make a construct.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
We go.
There we go.
Yeah. It is.
Okay. Upkeep. Draw.
Yeah. Now has the option of making another construct here with the 3rd trigger on the stack.
Yep. Instead, or adding a mana.
Yep.
I'm gonna add a mana.
And it is on your main phase, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
Add a mana.
Yep.
Okay.
And
this
then
goes
we'll
away.
tutor.
All right, so I can Pithing Needle Polluted Delta now if I want. Hey, you
Yeah.
put that back there. That's the whole benefit of it. It forces you.
Sure.
Wow.
Make me sacrifice my thing.
Rude.
I'm gonna get a Steam Vents.
Okay, I will get a...
That is cool.
Yeah, I'm going to get a Pithing Needle and name Jace, though. I think that's what I wanted to do anyways. Oh, yeah, I do have one Brainstone as a target, too, which I think is pretty sweet. There it is. Okay. So that on Jace, I have 1 mana floating. Already drew. I have an Urza. I will get another Construct. And can attack for 4 if I want, or I can just say go. I'll pass. Pass to you.
Not the best of draws.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I screwed this game up pretty badly.
Excellent. But no, I'm going to get so many people with Urza Saga Chapter 3. Don't respond to it. You can't respond to Pithing Needle at that point. If people leave fetch lands uncracked or something like that. Well, so far that looked sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna Fatal Push a Construct token.
Float a blue.
Okay, I'll shock in a Water Grave, go to 16.
Okay.
Then I'd like to go to combat.
Sure.
Okay, in my beginning of combat step, I'll cast Gora's Vengeance on Gristlebrand. And hope I've played around a Cryptic Command.
All right, I'll counter it.
Had the Archmage's Charm, yep. That was also an option, and now I'm very dead.
All right.
I'm gonna have to draw incredibly well. Yeah, because I had to crack the fetch, I wanted to get this to have the red mana, and then I couldn't Fatal Push this on end step and couldn't do it on my turn.
Yep. That
If I
makes
just-
sense.
And if I had known the Jace was there, I'm like, yeah, you're probably going to needle the Jace, and I just leave the fetch land.
Yeah.
Or just get Water
Then I
Grave.
get Bobble or something too, or honestly the Brainstone would be kind of
Yeah.
sweet.
But- If I was able to, if I just Fatal Push this on the end step, you Archmage's Charm that, I untap, Gora's Vengeance, draw 7, probably get to kill the Urza.
Yeah, that'd probably be
You
pretty good.
still have a couple constructs, but I have, a full grip then. Yeah, I bungled this game.
3, 4.
My hand is heinous.
I will Urza.
Yeah, another construct.
Get a Construct. I'll keep this one, of course. And
Block.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, I will attack with these two.
Block the Urza, take 4.
Yep,
Go to 12.
and I'll pass to you.
Oh, all right.
12 to 20.
I will duress you and drain you.
Lame. Yeah, I don't think I want to cast this, so I just had a path.
So you go to 18, I go to 14.
Yep.
I will play an island and pass the turn.
Okay, I was like, no Gorios, thank God. All right, I will play this. I will play a Talisman.
Yep.
I guess I don't want to play this yet. Now the question of, do I want to activate this during your turn or something? I don't think so. I'll just activate.
Yep.
All right. Exile the top. Play a land and attack.
I'm going to chump a construct here, take 6.
Okay.
Go to 8.
Yep.
So let me Goryo's
Yeah.
and pay 7.
All right, past you. So I'm guessing you don't have Gorios, huh?
I have both of my claim to fame.
Hey, aren't you feeling smart?
Well, I could draw Priest here. That would be
That's
pretty
true.
good.
That's true.
Or I could draw an uncastable opposite.
Hooray! See, these are such the situations where you usually draw something that kills me that I just expect it at this point, you know?
And he did the Priest. The Priest does make you pay 3 life, but I would just go to 5 and just have it untapped. And, you know, I would hope that you don't hit, you know, two artifacts, like draw artifact, activate Urza, hit, make them 7/7s.
Yep.
Though even if you did that and I traded for 1 and stayed at 5, then I would just unearth the Priest. I guess I wouldn't have 7 to fame it.
Yeah.
Oh no, but unearth gives it haste. So I would just unearth again, go to 2 and re-put it in the Gristlebrand against your Urza and 6/6 construct.
Yeah, I mean, regardless though, you know, that would work out pretty well too. But regardless, that Urza land was pretty nice. It created
the needle was incredible.
It created a giant creature. It still was a land, you know, and then the needle was awesome.
Yeah.
And even at worst, it was going to be, instead of a needle, a 1 activation of Brainstorm or a Bobble. Like either or, those are pretty good. So
yeah, the fact that you just have the normal value targets when none of the toolbox things work, that's really important.
Or it essentially ramps, because I could add 2 mana with Mox Amber. It adds a mana in the pool, and then Mox Amber adds it, so it ramps on that Chapter 3 turn, which is pretty messed up.
Yeah, so having a Mox Amber is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looked very, very good there.
Yeah.
I think if I, you know, don't bungle the play with the fetch land, I'm going to be able to resolve my Gorios, then who knows how the rest of that game plays out.
Yeah.
Because I get to draw, you know, cards and do things.
Cards and things are good. Yeah. So, all right, we're going to put some cards into our deck. Yeah, we're going to put some cards into our deck here. We're going to run to the sideboard here since we're running a little low on time. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here with sideboarding.
Welcome back to a Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Esper Goryo's Vengeance and what are we're calling this? Urza?
Azorius Urza.
Azorius Urza?
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
On my side of things, I want to get fair, assuming that there's going to be a lot of hate. Not a ton, just the Tormod script is not as much, but I think if I were playing this matchup in a closed deck list, I would be sideboarding assuming there was a little bit more than that.
Yep.
Maybe a Cage, maybe Soul Guide Lantern. And Lantern is nice because often, you know, you put the Gristlebrand in your library, they Lantern it, and then they have, you know, your next turn rolled up as well.
Yeah, I think that should be in the main deck, to be fair. I think there should be 1 Lantern when you have all this. So I think that's just a deck error. So if you pick this deck up at home, add one of those for something.
Yeah,
but
and then
I think
maybe sideboard a Cage to have something that's more permanent. Another piece of graveyard hate.
I think there's a lot of space for 0 and 1 mana artifacts as one-ofs with 4 Urza Saga as a land. Oh, this card's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
You could have like a Welding Jar to protect different artifacts. Not great in your deck, but in some other ones. If you were more of an aggressive style deck. There's a lot of
some
options.
things,
But just becoming a lot more fair. I've got my disputes. I got a couple disenchants to answer, you know, Pithing Needle and different constructs and such. Bringing in the last Fatal Push because dealing with Emery and Urza is very important. And so we're going to have to cut down on a lot of the reanimation effects. And that means Claim to Fame is the most expendable one. So that's the first one that gets cut.
But it is the coolest.
Yes. And then everything else, I'm just sort of trimming around the edges. You know, 1 of each of the Zombify effects. I've still got 6 of them, which is quite a lot. The 4th Obsidian is probably the most expendable creature. And then I'm trimming 1 Jace just because drawing them in multiples is so awkward.
When I needle you.
And Chart, of course, is a little bit more reliable at that point. You know, the Jace also gets bounced by Teferi and things like that. So just trying to make sure I have the reliable way to set up the graveyard stuff when I have it and have enough interaction to play that game with you.
I like it. Okay, for me, I'm exchanging Path for Purge because your 2-drop I can purge without giving you a land, which is important. And then it just hits both of the creatures you reanimate. A little awkward with Gristlebrand. You just get to still draw cards, but, you know, not connecting.
So not any less awkward than Path Exile. So
That's true. So
any more awkward.
Yeah, it's actually just better. You don't get a land. So bringing in the 1 Tormod's Crypt, a nice thing to Urza's Saga for, to be able to get you. And then 1 Teferi, trading off for a Jace, still leaving in 1 Jace, but with you having a lot of disputes, I don't want to overboard on that. And this can be nice if I can stick it against your counter spells, but still not insane or anything. But a decent card. And it's so pretty, so that's the main thing.
Not the best against Obsidat.
It really isn't. It's not, you know, honestly, I maybe should just be taking them out anyways. But yeah, we'll see.
My Teferis are good with Obsidat.
Your Teferis are better than mine,
Yeah.
and your disputes are better than mine. I don't really want my disputes either, as awkwardly as it is.
Yeah, all my blue spells are really, really cheap.
Yeah, all mine are really, really expensive. But then when you just hold all these counter spells, I'm just going to Urza Saga you into oblivion.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound as good. Don't do that.
Okay, let's battle.
We will battle, and I will be keeping my 7.
Keeping your 7, okay. I will keep my hand as well.
Okay, I will play Darkslick Shores and pass the turn.
Okay, I have a Babel.
Michael Bublé.
A Michael Bublé, if you will. And then I will play a Delta, and I'll pass to you.
I will Thought Scour myself on your end step.
You would.
Ooh, we hit a priest and another priest.
Okay. Those aren't the other black-white creatures that scare me a little bit more.
I will Inquisition.
Inquisition. Okay, you got it. I got a hand.
So
sword
I
to the
will not be.
graveyard.
I will not be taking the sword.
Okay. I was just trying to help you out.
I will, however, be taking the counter spell.
Counter target spell.
I'll
to
play
target
Tap Scheme
graveyard.
Vents and pass.
End step. I will bobble myself.
Yep.
That's interesting. But I don't think I want that right now. Urza Saga. It's sweet, but I do not think it helps out with my charm plan.
So you're at 19.
Yep. I'm gonna draw 2. All right. 19, and you're still at
20.
You didn't take. Oh yeah, you put that in play tapped. Okay. All right. Untap. Draw 2. I will play this like this and play the all-powerful sword. Pass to you.
Okay, I will crack a polluted delta. I'm going to go to 17.
Okay.
Let's look at Godless Shrine, and I'm going to play a Teferi and bounce your sword.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
You can leave the sword revealed.
Yeah, you got it. All right, I'm just gonna go with a Emery. Mill 4, and I'll pass to you. Hit a Mox Amber, which is kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. Okay, draw for turn.
Yep.
Oof, drawing Fatal Push was also kind of cool.
That doesn't seem cool. Just
I
Fatal Push it right now.
will plus Teferi.
Okay.
I will play a fetch land.
Nah, you don't want to do that.
How do I want to do this? Yeah, crack fetch land, go to 19.
Or 16,
16,
right?
yeah.
Yep.
I didn't mark down last turn. Get the basic planes.
Okay.
Fatal Push the Emery.
Emery down.
And I'll play a Jacevin's Prodigy.
Okay.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. Not a good draw. Not a good draw at all. All right. I'm going to take 2 and go for an Urza.
I'll dispute it.
God, you're lucky. Pass to you.
So you're,
All right, this isn't looking good.
you're at 17.
Yep. Not looking as good here for the hero.
A plus Teferi, loot with Jace.
Okay.
Discard Polluted Delta, Jace transforms.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I didn't mean to discard Delta, sorry. Because I'm discarding the opposite out. So
I was assuming that
Yeah.
that was going to be discarded.
I'm just brain
You're like,
farting.
I have this extra land. I don't need
Yeah.
that.
I'll go to 15 from the Silent Clearing.
Okay.
We'll unearth the Priest.
Okay.
And then pay 3 life to return the opposite out. So
Seems
I'll
good.
go to 12 from that activation, then Objet trigger 15 to 14.
Okay.
And plus Jace with no target, and I haven't plus Teferi this turn, right?
It should be at 3. Should be going to 3.
Should be going to 3?
Yeah.
Because I played it on turn. Yeah, I played it on turn 3 this turn.
I just
5.
remember I had to push this out because if I waited, then you could bounce was my thought. So.
And then end step, I will exile the Obsidat.
Okay.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. I will cry a little and then think about my options. I'm going to start by drawing 2 cards.
Yep.
Okay. That's incredibly awkward. I will bubble myself. I will shuffle that away.
It's 14 all.
Yep.
Play Sword of the Meek.
And I'll play Sword of the Meek. Sword of the Bleak for me.
Yeah.
And then I will draw.
Okay. Upkeep. The Obsidat will come in.
Yep.
You'll go to 12. I'll go to 16.
Yep. Or I got myself going to... Oh, I took a pain. Yep.
Yeah.
12.
Draw for
12,
turn.
16, yep.
Yeah, let's start this with a Thought Scour on me.
Okay.
There's a Gristlebrand.
The Great Gristler.
And normally I'd be very happy to just priest the Gristlebrand this turn, but I actually, the only thing I'm like scared about is you having Urza plus Thopter Foundry.
And kill you.
Yeah, which would be very bad. So what I'm going to do is...
I mean, you attacking with Gristlebrand is lethal, right? Oh, it
Well,
doesn't
it
give
does
it
get
haste.
haste, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to -3 the Jace on Inquisition of Kozilek and Inquisition you.
Ooh, you will see my hand is awful. The other sword, I have an
I will
Urza
take your
Saga.
Teferi.
Yep.
I will play a Polluta Delta as my land.
Okay.
I will plus this Teferi
Okay.
and attack you for 5.
I'm down to 7.
And the odds that's lethal next turn anyway, so
Yup.
exile that. And
All right. This land's probably not going to help me, and that's GG.
Yeah.
That is GG. Well, we got time for a quick one.
yeah, we will play it very fast and very loose.
Very fast. Super loose.
And we can take a question while we're shuffling now.
Yeah.
If you got one.
Yeah. I
this one's
honestly
more of
didn't
a-
know that creature on Earth. That is insane.
This one's more of a comment than a question, but SoCat23 said it should be called Urzorius. And I'm a fan.
Urzorius. I like that. I'm
but
sure Cedric likes these deck names too. Yeah.
Oh, he loves them. I guarantee it. Hadochan8 wanted to know, what do you guys think of putting Urza and Upheaval together?
I literally mentioned that to Corey during a break today.
Yeah, that sounds nice. That sounds really nice. Okay. Yeah, people got printed?
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
It would be a very aggressive, like multiple Mox Amber kind of deck.
Yeah.
But I think you can make it work.
Yeah. I mean, you give up your Scions or your Constructs, but then you just replay Urza once.
Yeah.
Hope it's enough kind of thing. Yeah, I can see that being cool. All right. I will be starting.
Fewer expensive counter spells.
So close, but it's so awkward. Oh god, it's so close. So very close. I'm gonna mulligan.
I will.
My one land was an Urza Saga.
Not great.
But I had a bauble and a talisman, so if I hit an untapped blue source, I get to do some things. But if you Inquisition me, I was probably very dead.
I'm not Inquisition.
Okay, your thought, Caesar. You jerk. All right, we'll try this again. 7. Okay, this hand is much worse, but we shall keep. What do we want to put back? I will actually just put back this. I will play a bauble, play a flooded strand, and pass to you.
I wasn't going to Thoughtseize you either, but since I drew it,
Yeah, fair.
I am going to just get the basic swamp. So
Okay.
I'll go to 17.
And Thoughtseize away. All right, that's my hand.
I will take your Jace,
Jace gone.
and I'll pass the turn.
All right, bobble myself at end step. I'll keep that one. Draw. Crack, take 3. Play a talisman and pass to you. Hollowed Fountain.
So I'm at 17. You're at 17?
Correct.
Okay. I will take 1 and play a Priest of Fell Rites.
Okay.
16 to 17.
You
Pass
got
the
it.
turn.
Play this on the. Oh, first Teferi.
Yep.
Not bad. I will bounce. Play a land, play crypt, and pass to you.
Has the Crypt.
The crypt, Tales of the Crypt.
Just natural Crypt. What a jerk.
I know.
I thought my hand was gas.
Call me the Crypt
I'll
Keeper.
replay this, go to 15.
Okay.
Play Flooded Strand and pass.
All right. Draw. That was a cool one. I will play Urza Saga, Chapter 1. I will purge that. And I'll pass to you.
Okay, it's not a bad one. Got an island here. I'm going to chart a course.
Okay.
I will discard Goryo's Vengeance.
Okay.
Not very good against Crypt.
Not the best.
I'm going to crack this Flooded Strand.
Go to 15.
I'm going to take 3, go to 12.
12, okay.
And I'm going to go to 11, tapping the Silent Clearing.
Okay.
But I will get a...
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
We'll get a Watery Grave, and I'm going to play a Jace Telepath Unbound.
Yeah, Jace is pretty good. Have to get that one out of there. I'll take a pain.
That'll bring you to 16?
Yep.
Okay, pass the turn.
All right. Draw. Chapter 2. Tick up. And pass to you.
Well, Corey drew very well this game after the Thoughtseize.
Yeah, it was not bad. The bobble fetch land definitely helps. You know, I saw Teferi right away, and I was like, all right, that's going to be good.
Okay, well, hopefully this one's good too.
Uh-oh.
I'll crack Strand, go to 10,
Okay.
get the basic planes, go to 9, and hardcast an Obsidat.
So you're at 10. You're at 9 then?
Yeah, I'm going to
16.
9 with the Obsidat on the stack.
Yeah, and it exiles at end step, right?
Yep.
So it's like even if I make a construct, it's not going to be bigger. All right, I'll counter it. I'll be countering it. Is that good? All right. I will draw chapter 3 on the stack. I will make a construct.
Yep.
Get rid of this. I'm going to go for a...
Brainstone, I'm guessing.
Nah. I'm going to go with a Mox Amber. I want the mana. And I'll attack for 4.
Just enter the battlefield.
I will not attack for 4, and I will take this up, and I'll pass to you.
You just drew another Archmage's Charm.
I didn't even look at my draw yet. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll Fatal Push the Construct.
Construct down.
Play a Dark Sixers tapped and pass.
All right, at end step, I'll drop 2 cards. Oh, draw. My God. I will add a blue, and I will bounce Mox.
Yep. I'd turn 1 Thoughtseize
Chapter
with a Fatal
1.
Push and turn 3 Gristlebrand 2 different ways.
Yeah. All right, then I will use that blue. I have an Urza.
Yep.
I will cast an Emery.
Yep.
Or I got a Brainstorm and a Thopter. And I will pass to you.
I will play a Teferi.
Yeah, that resolves.
I will bounce your Construct.
Okay.
And I will play a Marsh Flats and pass the turn.
Untap, draw, chapter 2. Emery can just get back Brainstones right now, which is pretty gas. I'll definitely tick up. I'll target Brainstone. I'll play it. I'll attack Teferi. And can make a construct, and that gives me access to 5 mana. So I can Brainstorm as well here if I want. All right, I'm going to Brainstorm. Draw.
Yep.
Put these back. I'll play a land, and I'll pass to you.
And step, I'll crack the flats. Go to 8.
Okay. This is such gas. This is such gas. This also shuffles away Brainstorm a little bit. You know, I have a Delta, which doesn't really matter, but this is cool.
Yeah, this is definitely getting countered, but I wanted to hardcast Gristlebrand.
Hey, I like that.
I take 3 total, go to 5.
I'll make a construct a response, and then I'll counter it.
Yeah, I just got to land.
Yeah, and I got infinite Thopters next turn.
Yeah, Emery and...
Hey!
After that Thoughtseize, I did not think I was losing that game. Like,
After that Thoughtseize, I drew straight gasoline. Just absolute fire. So, I mean, I think there's something here. Urza Saga felt awesome, but you know where Urza Saga felt best? It was just when I drew a good chunk of land. You know, like as a like a turn 4 land drop or something. Not like a turn 1 and hustling out Scions. It felt like this should be turn 3, kind of turn 4 play. Unless you know
make a proactive play, and then your hand is pretty low at that point, and now you can spend the mana on constructs. Yeah, it's a very good mid-game land.
And just searching for a Brainstorm, and I mean I searched for Mox because I had the charm, but
what really happened in that game was I actually drew Charticourse on turn 2 and played Priest. Because I drew Goryo's or Chart, whichever one.
Yeah.
And I played Priest because I wanted the Gristlebrand back permanently. And then you drew the Teferi. And if I just Charticourse on 2, discard, and then Goryo's the next turn, I get to, you probably play Teferi plus, and I go Goryo's, attack your Teferi, draw 7 cards.
I don't think I can play Teferi if you put a creature into the yard.
Sure.
I had a counter spell as well, so I get to the game changes then.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, if you leave mana up, then I
you
go
do something that is good against a counter spell. Then the ball is in your court. Otherwise, you put me in the full driver's seat. Like I was like priest, or Jace, like something I can bounce. But I don't know. There's something here too. I think it's sweet. I like what you're doing as well.
Priest just look good with Thought Scour on the engine and stuff, but it is still just that like 2 mana 2-drop. You saw the downside of it in game 3. I think the unsung aspect of this deck is just counterspell. This is a deck where having counterspell instead of mana leak is a huge difference.
It's insane because of the sequence where Urza, and you probably have one other artifact laying around, and then you get the construct and you use that other artifact plus the construct, counterspell, start your turn, and then you're in control.
Yeah, you're just so far ahead. Sometimes you have the 2 around, so if they go to kill your Urza with the construct trigger on the stack, which is a common line, you can still defend the Urza.
And there's another card I'm interested in this deck, and that's Suspend. I think Suspend's good if you play a lot of Teferis. Maybe you don't have to play Path then. Path is just okay. But if you can suspend things instead, and be able to kill stuff early, as well as just, hit your own Urza. You can play Urza, that one blue. You can suspend something of theirs. You can suspend your own. 2 turns later, get an Urza. Start your turn with a fresh Urza. Yeah. That was spoiled a little late, so we didn't have time, but I think that's awesome.
Yeah, even without a Teferi, that line is great, because if you just have Urza in play for a few turns, you should get far enough ahead that the creature coming back is not a big deal.
Exactly. And so I think Suspend goes pretty nicely into this.
I agree.
And I think it'll be pretty cool. But, that's the time for us. Pretty fun show. You got it this time. At least I didn't get swept. But we had good games, I mean, you kind of smashed me in round 2. But otherwise, there were some pretty solid games.
You didn't answer Grist effectively.
I couldn't beat that card. I couldn't beat that card. It's insane.
And I did hit it off Collected Company once, so we saw that interaction work. I didn't get to unearth it. I was hoping to do that, but
I got to Pithing Needle with Urza Saga. You got to hit a Planeswalker off Collected Company. I got to flip 3 coins, needed to win 2 and draw something. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want from us? Okay, this is we're just shilling out all the amazing, cool things you can be doing with Modern Horizons.
And there's plenty left to explore at this point.
And there's plenty left to explore. So we got some fun announcements here for y'all. So stay tuned to the end of this. Don't just tune off. We got a very special announcement after we thank some subs and sponsors.
Oh, let's see here. We had 2 subscriptions with Prime. One was Aaron and one was Food Possum. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for that support. If you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our wonderful staff of content creators, as well as some other perks, which are 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of StarCityGames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
Absolutely. And if you love the chairs that we sit in every Tuesday and Thursday, they could be yours by going to Carnox.com/SCG. You can use that affiliate link to get yourself 10% off.
Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection at coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the gift code SCG when checking out to get 10% off of your purchase there as well.
Absolutely. And we got Modern Horizon. We're playing with Modern Horizon. Believe it or not, you can get cards from us as well. You can get sealed product or now individual cards. So if you're seeing something you really like, just head on over to StarCityGames.com/previews. You can just pick out these cards, get them ready. F&M starts tomorrow, where you can go back into stores. So you're going to need some cards. You might as well get them pre-ordered and, get some cool stuff going on there, as well as sealed product. You want to do some drafting of this set and stuff like that.
And if you're looking for a little extra cash to pick up some sealed product or sweet singles from Modern Horizons, be always aware that Star City Games is always buying cards, and the process has never been easier because there's so many ways to do it. You can use the buy list feature on the website. You can mail your cards in and SCG will do the work for you. You can make an appointment and come into the store in person. And if your collection is big enough, you can make that appointment and have SCG come to you. And always keep in mind that you do get a 30% bonus when trading in your cards for store credit.
Absolutely. And if you want to pick up some Legends, not Modern Horizon 2 Legends, this isn't in the sale, but let me think of maybe Urza from Modern Horizon 1. If you want to pick those up, we got a sale going on right now where it is 15% off all legendary creatures, excluding Modern Horizon 2. So head on over to StarCityGames.com/sale to check that out. Now, the sale does end at 10:59 a.m. on Monday. So you got to get them while you can, but...
And thank you for sticking around through that. Now it is time for our special announcement. Corey is going to be out of town for the next 3 episodes of Versus Live.
I'm going home to visit some family. It's going to be great. I get to see my mom again.
So we are giving you a blast from the past, bringing back fan favorite and personal favorite, Todd Anderson. Todd's going to be joining me like he did for many years since he is back in Roanoke now. So you're going to see him the next 3 episodes. We're going to be battling some Modern Horizons. So you're going to get his brews as well as mine. I'm sure they're going to be great. We're going to be battling for the marbles. And if you remember, Todd was fiercely after those marbles.
Yeah, I'm going to say that last show, you're doing 3 shows. You're doing Tuesday, Thursday, and then the next Tuesday, and then I'll be back for the following Thursday. That Tuesday before I come back, don't you dare lose those marbles, okay? He will take them home, and he will not give them back. So
I almost wish you had won today so that he couldn't have them.
oh, should we say? You know he's not watching.
That's true. That's
Dang it,
true.
he might be watching, actually. So, yeah, going to be awesome. I'm personally excited. I'm going to watch a little while I'm back home in North Dakota visiting some family. It's going to be super exciting stuff. So it'll be fun to watch. So
almost 2 years since he was here on Versus.
2 years,
Yeah,
huh?
2 Julys ago, I think.
Dang,
This is
so
the last
roll
show.
Todd, y'all. Make sure to be checking that out. Make sure to show him some love, but not too much because I want to come back. Okay, I don't want to be fired. So
Let's get those numbers up. Make sure SCG knows who y'all prefer.
5,000 viewers next Tuesday. I'll be like, okay, let's think about getting that Corey character out of here. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching this excellent edition of Modern. Starting to really get some cool cards, and over the weekend you're gonna have even more. And I mean, we got to be getting close to the full set. I don't know, maybe the D&D set is gonna start spoiling over the weekend. Who knows?
Yeah.
By the time I come back, I'm sure there'll be Anthology 6, Jumpstart 52. Now that's what we call it, Magic Hits. Like we're gonna have plenty to work with, so it should be pretty fun. So Versus Live will be back 1 p.m. Tuesday with
Actually,
Todd.
it's going to
and
be
Ross.
Wednesday and Thursday next week because of Memorial Day. Our office is going to be closed on Memorial Day, so we got to give them time to get everything set up. So we're going to be doing the show Wednesday and Thursday next week, same time, but the Tuesday show is going to be pushed back 24 hours.
Absolutely, everyone. So make sure to tune in Wednesday. So for Ross Merriam, I'm Corey Baumeister. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.